Right, episode 498. Episode 498 is locked and loaded. We got your Michigan champion. We got Michigan who won the NCAA championship breakdown from Indianapolis. We got the Master is live from Augusta today, and we got the MLB power rankings that you've been waiting for, courtesy from the Sports Chasers. And also we got Dan K. He brings the ice cold facts from the NHL, plus a special moment in Charlotte that he wants to share with us also tonight. And we also got Ryan D'Souza. He's got the crossover with the WNBA playoff picture and the WNBA update and when they're going to play and all this stuff. No narratives, no hot takes, just crew bringing it real, bringing it right. This is the Sports Chasers. Let's get it in. Let's go.
This is Sports. This is Sports Chasers, where real fans get real sports talk. No hot takes, no narratives, just objective perspective, honest debate, and everything happening across the sports landscape. Now, let's join the chase.
Hey, good evening, everybody. What's happening, everybody? It's another edition of the Sports Chasers coming to you live and direct. Episode 498, 498. We've done 498 of these things. Happy to be with you tonight on this Thursday night, April the 6th, 2026. Before we start everything, make sure you like, click, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Make sure you hit all the bells for all the wonderful notifications. And those that are listening to me on the sound of my voice, you're driving your car, you're in the shower, doing whatever, listening. Y'all know what to do. Give us that 5-star review. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5-star review. Lovers or haters, let us know how we're doing. We don't care. We're ready for the smoke. We're ready for the flowers. We love them. So we answer too. Hey, with that said, we got a loaded pack show tonight, man. But before we do all that, let's meet the crew. D-Dubs, good afternoon, sir. How are you tonight, sir?
Yo, what up, man? What up, man? I promise you I hit the button and
it's all good, man.
He gonna get fired. Fired on his first day.
It's all good, man. I'm actually
producing.
I'm actually supposed to meet with our intern for the summer. So this weekend, I spoke to her the other day, and we're supposed to have an interview with our intern. So
God bless, man. Hopefully she's the real one.
Well, she should be. She's your daughter.
Yeah, hey, you know.
Daryl HR now, Daryl Fire. So
you know.
The intern, Jesus.
Get rid of Hubert Davis. Get rid of. Yeah, listen.
Wait.
Get rid of Tibbs. Hey, man. Hard on him.
Dan, what's up, brother? Howie, welcome back, Dan. Dan is back.
Good evening, fellas. How's everybody doing?
What up, Dan?
We're good
to be back.
What up?
Dan's team is spending some money. I want to say thanks to the Sports Chasers, man, because we absolutely last couple of years have been clowning Dan's team and say, hey, they don't spend no money, man. And I think a little public shame is going a long ways. But Dan, we'll get into that when we get to the baseball segment, man. Good to have you back, bro.
Good to be here.
And last but not least, the DA, and I want to set the D up for this one. We're going to welcome him in. This is the second week in a row we had to do a retraction statement, but this is going to be a fun one, man, because we absolutely, all jokes aside, we love to get things right here. So if we say something wrong on the air, we absolutely will come back and get the record straight, set the record straight, and let
Can't
you
wait to hear this one. I don't know what happened.
and let you know. Shout out to those that are watching on YouTube, Twitch, Instagram, Facebook. Did I say TikTok? TikTok also. Thank you guys for chiming in. Appreciate that. Let us know how we're doing in the comments tonight. And let me see what chimed in before that. Happy Thursday. Happy Thursday to you, Vinance. Thank you for chiming in as always. That's mom, man. Check it out. So DA, we're gonna bring the D up front and center here.
Yep.
Yeah, there you go.
Yep.
Let me just read for on-air correction. The Chasers retraction statement. Correction. Hubert Davis has not won a national championship as a head coach at North Carolina. So
assistant, right?
Yeah. So
yeah, he was on the bench. I said he won a championship, and I thought it was unfair that they fired Hubert. Because winning a championship will usually get you at least 5, 6, 7 years of grace. But he didn't win one, so his behind got fired. And I just want to say to the world, I was wrong. The man did not win the championship. He was on the bench as one of the assistants, but that don't get you no play when it comes to the job. So we'll see what happens. I have no idea what Hubert's going to do. I think they owe him like $5 to $7 million, and I'm sure he'll get his bread. And we'll see what Coach Malone does.
He didn't win one as a player either, right?
I don't know. I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't think so.
I don't think so. I think if he did, it would have been if he was on the team with Montrose when they beat Michigan, but I don't know if he's on that team. I don't think so. I think he was he might have been gone by then. So but I will check, see, but I don't believe so. I'm almost sure he didn't.
So,
But yeah, folks, I was wrong, dead wrong.
No,
So,
he didn't. He did not win one as a player.
yeah, but he was good. Now he was, but he wasn't even a star then. But I think he was like maybe top 2 or 3 on the team. Who did he play with? What team was he on?
Let me see.
J.R. Reed.
as they're getting that, shout out to the DA, man. DA called me and say, okay, we got to do another retraction. I said, dang, 2 weeks in a row. Dang.
Yeah, I was wrong. Shoot, I forgot what was
He
retracted.
played from 1988 to 1992, where he was standout.
So 92 might have been the senior year with that might have been 92 and 93 when they played Michigan and beat them for the championship when Chris Webber called the timeout. But but I don't know.
Gotcha.
Yeah, but I think he played with J.R. Reed and them. So no, they only won 93. No, okay, but he was out of there by 93. So yeah, he was out of there by 93. So he was going by that.
Yeah, he played with Montrose, Derek Phelps, Brian Reese.
Yeah.
George Lynch.
Reese. Yeah. George Lynch. That's
George
a good
Lynch,
team.
isn't that the guitarist in Dawkins?
Pat Sullivan, Donald Williams.
Yeah, that's my man, Brian Reese, man. Shout out Castle Hill Projects, in the Bronx. So yeah, Brian Reese used to jump out the gym. He was serious.
Birthplace of hip hop.
Yeah. Actually, Bambaataa passed today.
Did he?
Hart.
Yeah.
Wow. One of the pioneers in hip hop, man.
Yeah. Checkered pass, but yeah, we'll just leave it there.
Yeah, we'll leave it there. Definitely leave it there. Shout out to the Godfather.
D.
Yeah, I'm not going no further, dog.
Put it right
I'm not
down
going
there.
nowhere.
Yes, sir.
I'm not going nowhere. I will not have no more folks come looking
for
me.
Yeah, man. Put it down. Put it down, brother. Put it down.
Let me go. DA, that's all you have for your retraction. We appreciate
it. That's it, man.
Yeah, let's go on to the Chasers post here, man. And a couple of news and notes that I want to go. I sent this one to us in the chat the other day, and this is from Yahoo Sports. And let me just read this. This right here could change college sports forever. We're talking about eligibility rules, age limits, and the NCAA trying to regain control in the NIL and transfer portal era. The question is this reform or restriction? Let's tap into the Chasers post and break this down because this affects every level of college athletics moving forward. Again, like I said, this is from Yahoo Sports. And so some of the key takeaways you want to that we've counted here. The NCAA is proposing major eligibility rule changes. They want age limits for participation targeting older athletes competing in college. So we just seen this with this college Michigan game, right? They they had 26, 27, 28-year-olds playing, right?
28, really?
No, I'm just joking, but but I know
it was old.
It was the old, and also in the national championship football game, we had some 20 years old. So they want to kind of cut back on that, right? Stricter eligibility window tied to years after high school graduation. So from what my reading and my understanding in this article is, Red shirt included, all that stuff. And that has special stipulations for that. The goal is to create a more level playing field, address concerns about older, more physical, mature players dominating younger players.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, DA, there's more. These changes come amid the NIL and transfer portal era. The NCAA has attempted to regain structure and control. Proposals could impact JUCO players, international athletes with non-traditional paths like military, missions, and injuries, right? And critics argue could limit opportunities for late bloomers and may unfairly punish unique life paths. The bigger picture, the NCAA is trying to modernize rules, but risks overcorrecting. So I'm gonna step in here before. Let me get my point. Sometimes I wait till last, but I'll get my point here. They said it right. That article said it right. They always go from one extreme to the other.
Yeah, man.
One extreme to the other. So now, this era, we're playing with kids older 20s and stuff like that. And the NIL and the transfer portal there's no rhyme or reason to it. You can just transfer in the middle of whatever season you're in or postseason, and it's okay and it's just fine. It's just crazy. And now I believe they want to go to the other way, where I think it might be too hard and make too many restrictions on that. Dia, you're nodding your head. Go ahead, sir.
Yeah, I think this again is the NCAA not planning, not controlling, not doing the right things, right? So I remember years ago, not even years ago, less than 5 years ago, everybody complained about the one and dones. Too many kids coming in 1 year and they're out of here, and you don't know who they are, and we can't follow the teams because everybody comes in for a year and they're gone. Okay, all right. So you get the NIL where kids are getting paid, right? And you get the transfer portal. So what you have is kids that get paid now, and they have a better shot at making money here than making money in the NBA. And that's just what that is. Yeah. It's simple. There is money there. So kids are going to stay, or players or whatever you're going to call them are going to stay because there's money there. There's not a lot of spots in the NBA. Y'all already know my thoughts on the G League. European basketball, I think you only can have four Americans on the team. So there's not a lot of spots to play ball at. So guys are like, listen, I'll play in college, make as much money as I can here,
and stay as long as I want.
Stay as long as I can,
right.
Eligibility, because eligibility still counts.
Right.
None of these kids are doing anything outside of eligibility laws. So if you go from this college to that college and your birthday comes and you transfer 4 times, yes, I think there should be an age limit, but it has to be case by case because, we've heard a lot of cases where guys, go to the Marines out of high school.
Right.
They were really good football players, but they went to the Marines, right? Because they didn't think they were going to be a pro, but they love football. You go to the Marines, you're going to stay in shape. You come out the Marines, you're 25, 26 years old, and you go to whatever college is in your neighborhood, and you just try out, like, for shits and giggles. Like, yeah, I'm going to go try out, man. I got nothing else to do. And you make the team. There's nothing wrong with that, man. There's nothing wrong with that, all right? And then we go back to, say, Chris Winkie, 28 years old. Why? Because he played pro baseball. It's the NCAA that allows him to go play baseball professionally and come back. And that's why he was a 28-year-old college quarterback. Got to the NFL, he's 28 years old because he played baseball professionally. So, I mean, everybody is playing within the rules. So I think it's a good situation that the NCAA is trying to change the rules, but it has to be common sense. And it can't be one size fits all because not everybody that's playing at 27, 28 years old is, trying to shirk the system and then, transferring every year for the last 7, 8 years.
Right.
Yeah, there should be something. I mean, if you just cut out the amount of transfers, then you'll cut that out, period. If you just say 2 transfers, then that stops all that crap. I'm not sure where this is coming from. Like this just sounds stupid to me, man. You just stop the amount of transfers and you're good to go. You don't need to be transferring 15 times. Period. End of story. We're just not. No. Right? That's it. So that's why I'm like, it just doesn't. I don't know why these things are so hard. I don't know why we have to have all this crazy legislature to just say, yo, you kids can only transfer twice. Once on your own, and if your coach leaves.
That's it.
Well, I mean, you know why? Because people abusing it, man.
No. Why? D is because the NCAA makes money from these kids transferring. They're getting money.
Okay. Well, now listen, they trying to fix it. Oh, I guess they trying to fix it.
No, they're not. They say they are. But yeah, if there wasn't no money involved, this wouldn't be happening. Because these 26-year-olds, right, that they have playing in the championship games, actually, make the championship game more exciting. Because if not, you got a bunch of one and dones, and everybody else there are scrubs. Because you got the one and dones there, and they're you can't really attach yourselves to them because they're leaving.
Well, they could have fixed that too had they just made them stay 2 to 3 years or whatever the case is before they get ready to jump out of there.
Yeah, but you know why they don't do that? Because the coaches want to get rid of kids. If they got a better kid coming, they need Kev up out of there. They need Kevin up out. Listen, Kev, he was a great point guard for us last year.
But we got a better one.
Hey,
man, listen.
I
understand what you're saying, but
that's what they do, though.
I'm playing devil's advocate too. Like, hey, they got to fix it where they could have fixed that, but they didn't fix it. Whatever.
No, they didn't want to.
Rules is in place. I'm just saying now. I'm because you know how I've been. I've been tired of NCAA, all this stuff. Yo, fix it. Just fix it, and so we can move on. I get you. It's the money thing. Let's fix it so we could keep moving on because a lot of this stuff was just ridiculous, man.
Yeah,
it didn't make sense.
I agree, man. I just like, the thing to me is like, and I know Dan wants to say something, but I'm going to say this. There are people that make money from chaos, man.
I said
the
it here.
NCAA is making money from chaos, man.
It's organized chaos. This is what they like.
They're getting money from it because they get all these kids going to Florida. They're giving them this money for this, and they get them in. And I don't know what these contracts look like, but when these kids ain't going to make it 3-4 years, they may not even make it a year. Because like me and Kev talked about this on the phone. They need to have a program where they can, help these kids with this money. They giving kids money for scat bats and whatnot, and these kids gonna be broke in a year or two.
Yeah.
And somebody getting money because it gets taxed.
Right.
And it's wild because they're not salaried employees, but you're still taxing this money. I don't know what the hell is going on. But the schools are making money because if they weren't, they wouldn't do it.
No taxation without representation.
Yeah, you go. Schoolhouse rock.
I'm just a bill.
Yeah, I'm just only a bill.
Go ahead, Dad. You had something to say, man. Go ahead.
God, it's about damn time.
Yeah.
I'm fully behind this.
Uh-huh.
Because to DA's point, okay, if you want to go to the military, right? You should be graduating high school at 16 or 17 or 18. If you're graduating at 19 or 20, guess what? You're going to do the same thing in college. It's going to take you longer. So, yeah, if you want to go to the military, you should be out when you're 22, maybe 23. And then you get your 4 years of eligibility. Because guess what? Before COVID, this wasn't a problem. When they started passing out these COVID years.
Yeah.
And maybe that'll fix it, Dan.
All the other bullshit with that. So if you go back, like I know when I went to college, you got 4 years, and if you got injured, you got one more, and that was it. Done. So
that hasn't changed. That hasn't changed.
Oh, then we still got guys being in college for 9 years.
But I think because they throw now, like you said, you can get the hurt year and then you get the COVID year, right? So we got to kind of cycle out of the COVID year.
This isn't them overreacting. This is them correcting a problem.
But this was like this before, though, right?
No.
Not before
This
COVID.
started happening when COVID came.
No. This stuff that they implemented now, or the proposal now. We had this before, right?
It's pretty much what it was before.
Right.
Yeah.
So we only go backwards. So now
No,
what happens now?
We're rectifying the problem.
Right. But what happens? Another 4 years now. Somebody comes in and they keep changing. Is it going to stick?
Well,
Stay as is. Say that again.
That's them. Their fault for giving the COVID years. They should have been sorry. It is what it is, but you still get the same eligibility.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's unfortunate the time you were here, blah, blah, blah happened, and you lost the year of eligibility. We're sorry, but I mean, that's just the way it is. I mean, if you ever watch Office Space, and you had the dude with the stapler, they said, hey, we let this guy go 3 years ago, and he's still getting paid. Well, we fixed the glitch.
I'm here for your birthday party.
You don't give me my stapler back, I'm going to burn the building down.
But
But
yeah, dude in the basement, like in the dark.
But they're fixing the glitch.
Gotcha.
In essence, like now that they're out of the COVID years and stuff, now that they're trying to go right back to the way that it was meant to be, and that's when you won't have 28-year-olds playing in college. Because if you want to go to the service, that's fine, but you're going to be in for 4 years, so you should be 22, maybe 23, depending on how your birthday falls, and then you got your 4 years and you're out.
Then said,
Sounds like common sense to me.
Yeah, I mean,
Sounds like McDonald's. You're not supposed to be at McDonald's unless you're the manager. The manager is the oldest person, usually. Not supposed to be working fries at 39.
Ageism.
Well, like they said though, there are different routes to it, right? So you go to the Army or whatever. I still think that the NCAA has to figure out a way of, because it's still, like, I guess legal would be the way to say it, that you could go play baseball professionally and then come back to college.
Well, that's what they need to clean up.
Yeah, so there's
You play pro sport, you're done.
Yes, but it's not that. It was not that way for everything. You know what I'm saying? And
but it was like that before COVID.
Yeah. So so I remember all the time we talk about Ron Darling, getting that money, and then it's a lot of football players.
But was they playing within the rules though? Was it?
Yeah, but those rules was wrong though. It still got you at 28 years old playing. So yeah, it was in the rules. It was in the rules. It wasn't illegal to do it. It wasn't illegal to do it because Chris Winkie played 4 or 5 years of pro baseball, and then came back to college when he bottomed out at AAA and he knew he wasn't going no higher. He said, "Oh well, I'm gonna use this arm and play football."
Yeah, I got it. But I guess it's because I think we have so many players that have done it. So because Chris Winkie was like, we heard that one. That was like, it wasn't like a lot of players.
Not that we know of.
28 that
Not that we know of. I mean, I don't know. I know a lot of dudes went to the Army. Like everybody that goes to Navy, they're going to be there 6 years at Naval Academy, so you're going to be older.
But most of them are playing for Navy on the football field.
Yes, I'm saying, but
that's right out the gate.
Yeah, it's I guess the eligibility again it has to do a lot with stopping the amount of transfers.
It doesn't matter about the transfer. It's about the age limit.
Yeah, but
you just need to put a concrete age, 25, 26.
You got to put
regardless
28.
of eligibility, years left.
I think it's got to be 28. I think it's got to be 28 with an exception.
Damn, you're a grown ass man at 28.
Yeah, but if you went to the Army
against 18-year-olds.
Yeah, but if you went to the Army,
but you made the choice to go to.
But you still have eligibility though. I understand. Dan, I agree with you. I agree with you.
I'm just saying, if you put a concrete age on it, then you make a decision on what you want to do.
Yeah, but you know what happens then? I got you, brother. And I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm just telling you the country, it will be outraged if you say, A dude out of high school at 18 years old, he graduates. He goes to the Marines for 4 years. He comes out of the Marines at 22, 23 years old. He goes to college, and he's still good enough to play college football, baseball, basketball, hockey. Right? It's not his fault. Yes, it's his decision to go to the Army. But there was a time where, look, a lot of dudes go and come out and play. But if he ends up to be 28 when he graduates, is that really that bad of a crime with an exception? I understand what you're saying, and I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm just trying to make a rule where people won't be outraged. Because they will be outraged if you tell a cat that went to serve his country and came back and say, yo, you can't play because you're too old. They will have an effing fit, man.
But that's what I'm saying. If you make it like 26, the 4 years should fall within that.
It depends on when he graduated high school.
Well, that's
18 and 4 is 24.
Yeah.
Right? No, I'm sorry. 18 and 4 years is 22 years old. Right? So we go 22, 23, depending on where his birthday is, right? When the school started. You give him 4 more years of eligibility. Actually, it's 5, but it's, we'll just go with 4. Then he's 27 at minimum. 28 regular. That's why I said 28 with an exception.
Yeah.
It just has to be a case where dude was in the Army. He did this, that, and the third. Boom. It's not that he transferred from this school to that school to this school and that school and that school, right? Because eligibility goes by how many games you play in a year. So if Ryan's on the basketball team, right, and he's there and he only plays 2 or 3 games and decides he don't want to be there no more, or he gets hurt, he gets gray shirted, then that he doesn't get any eligibility snatched off his time. So he can keep playing. That's all I'm saying. I understand, Dan, I'm with you. As much as it sounds like I'm not, I'm just trying to make a rule where they won't have a fit because you had Kevin is a hero.
Well,
he's a U.S. hero, man.
Yeah, but my point is
USA.
What you're proposing is what they're doing right now. It's not changing it at all.
Yeah, I'm just saying.
That's what I'm saying. That's not a rule change. That's what they're doing now. What you're saying.
Yeah,
but you have
that's where it's always been.
Yeah, but you got to put a concrete number on something.
I think it's just an overreaction because there is a transfer portal, right, which is newer, and it wasn't there before, right? And these championship teams have taken the curtain down off this. Everybody beefing about, oh, kids are just transferring this. We hate the transfers. And NIL, except if your team is winning the championship. And then it's cool for Indiana. And then it's cool for Michigan. And it's cool for Illinois. And the other thing is, too, is that whole international player thing is they got to wrap their arms around that. Because that's crazy, too. These kids coming over here 35 years old.
Let me bring Ryan up to speed. Ryan, we're talking about that article that I sent out to us the other day about the eligibility in NCAA. What's your thoughts on that, real quick?
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, sir. You're good.
Yeah. What's up, fellas?
What up?
I think it's a good start putting a age limit on it. But like I said, like I always say with rules, you have to do it within context, right? It's got to be context. Like you said, if a guy goes to the armed forces or whatever, or eligibility is eligibility. Period. You had a guy who was like a granddad who made a couple of years back who made a football team because he was eligible. Now, so.
Brian, let me stop you right there. We actually
we had one.
We interviewed him. If it's the same person I'm talking about.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Go ahead.
And no, I'm just saying. So right now, if you want to make a I like the 5 years after you turn 19. I kind of think that's okay. No matter what your situation is. Now, once you reach your 4 years, now you're no longer eligible. But if you had an injury or what have you, so you should be eligible to play. right? But when it starts to get into like guys are like 7 years, 8 years, 9 years, and they're like 27 years old, now you're talking about a like grown man who's matured playing against younger kids.
Abusing the system.
Yeah. Now you're talking about guys who are matured playing against,
Kids.
Like, I mean, for instance, like Malachi Tony, his first game, he was 17 years old.
Yeah.
Yep.
A kid.
You're right. So you have to be cognizant with that, man. Like, it's just common sense, to be honest with you.
It's common sense
Like,
until somebody gets killed. Now, Malachi Tony gets hit by a 25-year or 28-year-old.
Yeah, right.
And then he gets hurt. And then now we're going to be jumping out the window. We're really going to be, how could he be playing this game so long?
And be wanting to
right.
charges. Yep.
Right. It's common sense because so there's a thing going on social media, right? Where a college football player got his 7th year. He was able to play his 7th year, right? And the center for South Carolina, the women's team, Akat, she played for her African university, her African university 2 years, right? And she went to Mississippi last year, played 1 year, went to South Carolina with Dawn and played her 2nd year. And they said that the 2 years in Africa was made that counted, as her eligibility. So their whole thing was, okay, but it didn't meet the standards of a said university. It was, you know what I mean?
It's not accredited.
It's not accredited, right? And they denied it.
Wow.
They denied her and now, to be honest, the football player did have a lot of injuries. I think he got hurt like 3 years in a row, or
that was the kid at Miami.
No, it was
the tight end. Yeah, they got a kid in Miami that was like
that's him too. It's a different one too. But this kid's going on 9 years.
God.
That might have been the linebacker I think that I posted.
Yeah, that's it, Dan.
Yeah, and so there's a new guy that came out that just got his 7th year of eligibility. Now, I don't think that's right. I think
when does it stop?
Yeah, I that's why I think putting a number on it. Look, say, hey, after you turn 19, you get the 5 years.
Enough.
So that's what? That's 24?
23, 24?
24? Once you turn 24, man, you should not be in college playing against.
You got to go to the G League, homie.
I mean, you can still go to college.
You got to go to the
arena
football.
Well, you know what I mean. I'm not saying you can't go to college. I mean, play ball.
I'm just saying you got to go somewhere, bro. You can't stay here.
The best intramural basketball player on the planet.
Right.
You got to go somewhere. That's all I'm saying.
And they're giving you 2
eligibility
years.
Got to stop somewhere. I mean, we can't just keep on with this. Go ahead, Brian. I'm sorry.
And no, you're good. And they're giving you a 2 year buffer from when you turn 18. So 19, they're giving you so 24. I think that's a great number. I think that actually would be good.
I think that's a sweet spot right there.
And no matter what happens, so if you have a catastrophic injury and you have to get a medical red shirt, or you missed. You didn't reach the amount of numbers of games to qualify for that being counting against your season, then yeah. But then once you get to 24, there is no more, bro. Like it's time. It's time for you to.
I'm just asking, and I'm with you.
No,
I agree with you. Yeah. Are we not giving an exception for Captain Rogers, Captain America?
No.
Yo,
No,
Steve
you're not.
Rogers better
because of the age limit.
Steve Rogers locked up.
Kudos, Ryan. That was my point.
I actually think 24 years old is perfect. That's a perfect number.
It's the sweet spot.
Perfect number because at 24 you're mature, but you're still not grown. But you know what I'm saying? But it's a sweet spot. I think giving them 6 years of eligibility. So it's basically 6 years of eligibility once you hit 18, basically. So that's what it is. And then I think that just rectifies everything. Like, and then but now if you play your 4 years, then then you're out. You can only get 4 years. You can't. You know what I mean? If you met the criteria, you played for a season and it counts against your obviously that's your 4, and then you're
I
gone.
think that part is black and white. I think that's solid.
Right.
I just think that everything else in between,
yeah,
military person get hurt. Those are the people that get not lost in the sauce, but kind of finagle their way into.
But you could always go to the military at 24,
right.
25.
You know what I mean?
Well, then you have to tell yourself, hey, okay, then now you know the rules as far as if you're a military guy. Like, okay, so maybe if I want to pursue this, or maybe you go to the military, you play for Army. You try to do.
You gotta go to West Point to play for Army.
Yeah, I don't know, but
yeah,
I totally agree with the 24 age rule. I actually do. I think, hey,
I actually don't have a problem with it, but I just know.
No, you're playing devil's advocate. You're just playing devil's advocate.
I know it's going to be a problem.
Kevin was a gavel, man. I think we all locked in on it. Needs to be as an age set in stone. Let's go.
But because once you have the age set in stone, then there's no gray area. You know exactly what it is. Like, hey,
there you go.
Maybe if I'm in the military, I should come out now and go to college once because that's my eligibility.
Yeah,
and
you
then
can't do
and
that.
then make. I can't. I thought you can't.
Once you sign your contract, if you sign a 4, you're in for 4.
But if you know that going in,
but you don't. That's what I'm saying, Dan.
No.
I understand what you're saying, but
what I'm saying is, if you want to pursue sports,
but
you can go to college first, and then in 24, 25, go to the military.
I understand what you're saying, Dan. I'm not disagreeing with you, man.
But
I'm saying a 17-year-old kid, whatever, goes into the Army. He doesn't think that he's going to be a pro football player. He said, "Yeah, I'm just going to, I'm going to go in the Army. I ain't going to be no pro." And in 4 years, you get out, and you still see you in good enough shape to go play, and you go to your local, community college, because you're going to go use the GI Bill.
2 years.
He's got 3 actually, because he was 17. He said. So if he went to the military, he'd be 21. He's got 3 years of eligibility.
Right.
Yeah. Well, we'll see. Like I said, I don't think it's I like you. I love the 24. I love the solid date because I like solid dates. I'm just thinking about the way the world is that we live in. And there are certain things that I believe, I'm not talking about the players, that the coaches in the NCAA take advantage of, that will always, have a what's the word?
There's always a loophole.
Yeah.
There's always a loophole.
Look at Chamblee. He sued was going to sue the NCAA so he could get another year. And instead of fighting it, they just said, "Okay, go ahead."
Who's that?
The kid from Ole Miss.
Yeah.
Trinidad.
Yeah.
Trinidad. Yeah, Trinidad.
Yeah. Trinidad.
Yeah, he's going to his like his 6th, 7th year.
Yeah, but that's what
he was in the junior college though, right? He did junior college. He went to a junior college.
Right.
And then won the championship there. I think with that junior college is only 2 years.
Yeah.
And then he went to Mississippi for 1 year. And I think last year was his 2nd year in Mississippi. So that would have been his 4. That would have been his 4th year was last year. And he's fighting for his 5th year, I guess. I'm not 100% sure.
No, he's fighting. This is going to be his 6th season coming up. He's fighting for his 6th season.
So what the hell he played for 6 seasons? I don't know. I haven't been that. I'm not too close.
Well, he was hurt. Remember he got hurt.
Oh, so we got a great shirt. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, right. Yeah. So
okay.
But that's my thing is, and in some cases they don't even penalize you for playing at junior colleges. They don't even penalize you.
But 6 years, right?
Yeah.
That's the question, right? So if it's 6 years, Kev, right? But you're still within the 19, the years old, whatever. Say he's 6 years is still 23. Is he good?
What you mean good?
If he's on his 6th season, but he's only 23 years old, he's eligible because he had he got hurt. You know what I'm saying? He got hurt, so he gets that year for being hurt.
Right.
So this will be his 6th year actually playing, but he's only 23 years old. So he hasn't reached the 24-year-old threshold that we have.
Right.
Is he good or not good? It says a lot, man. So let's go on.
Yes,
I got to go anyway. But yo, let's go on. This is a good topic, man. We got to really study this.
Very good topic. Yes,
and it's not just football. The thing is, like, yo, it's other sports football, that this hits.
Or in other sports, correct?
Yeah,
Absolutely.
man. So where being older is the rule.
Just real quick, this game happened the other night, of course, the national championship game. Michigan Wolverines, they beat UConn 69-63 in front of 70,000 fans. Michigan's first national title since 89, 37 years in the making. Big Ten's first men's basketball title since Michigan State in 2000. Head coach Dusty May, number one seed, finished 37-3. Elliot Cadeau, he had 19 points, led the Wolverines to the wire. Michigan went 25-8 from the free throw line. Clutch, UConn's Alex Cadeau led the Huskies with 17 points and fought to the end. UConn was chasing a third title in 4 years. Michigan denied when they was denied history. Final push, UConn cut to 4 with 37 seconds left, but Michigan held firm. I will say this about this game. There was bad shooting, though, man. Three-point shooting was really very tough night for those gentlemen. But Michigan got it done, and kind of what we were saying at this last segment, Michigan has some older players, and they had pretty much the transfer portal thing working, and they worked the system. This is what it is, and this is what it is. Ryan, any thoughts on the national championship game before we move on real quick?
Yeah, what we're seeing it in the women's and men's game right now. We're seeing, whereas back in the days, if you got star-studded freshmen, right, and they can take you over the hump. Now we're seeing in the age of the transfer portal. Now you're seeing the upperclassmen starting to dominate the game. As far as we saw it with South Carolina against UCLA, they had 5 seniors in their starting lineup. 5. So and most of them transferred. Remember Betts came from Stanford. Yep. Betts is from Stanford. So I think Kiki Rice was probably the only one that was there from the time she was a freshman. Everybody else are Knepkins. She came from a different program. And Jaquez and Kiki, but you're seeing it. You're seeing now the upperclassmen are dominating the sport as far as completing the task of winning a championship. So we saw it last year with Florida. Right. Look at how many seniors they had on that team. They had to transfer from FAU. 3 guys went to the league as upperclassmen. So now you're seeing that. So yeah, it's they did a great job. Dusty May did a great job in the portal. He targeted guys that fit his system. He loves playing big. He did that with Golden, the center, with FAU when they went to the Final Four. I mean, bro, he brought FAU to the freaking Final Four and was a buzzer beater away from going to the championship with Florida Athletic University, my alma mater. What's a commuter school in Boca Raton? That's how good he could coach. He's a hell of a coach. You give him players, he's gonna do something with it. But he loves to play big, man. He loves to play big. He's a throwback kind of guy who also sprinkles in, the modern day type of game with shooting threes, but they want to dominate the glass. They want to play physical and they want to play big. So yeah, that's what we saw. So it's crazy, man. Like I've been doing this. I've been doing these March Madness brackets for about 35 years, man, and never won like a big one. I have my girl. She played for the second time and won the whole damn bracket.
Yeah, that's the way it goes.
I mean, so it's crazy. So
those that know don't know.
Those that know, that's a good point, DA. Yep.
No,
those that know don't know.
She picked her bracket within like an hour before it closed and sent me sticky notes. Hey, yeah, just do this, and won the whole damn thing. So I go to say, to answer your question, man, it was a great run by Michigan. Arizona liked to play physical as well, but
just not as old.
they're just not as old. Exactly. They had Koa Pete, who's a freshman. So their bigs were freshmen or underclassmen. Whereas in Michigan, they're all seniors, man. It's an upper class laden team. So, and Michigan's been doing it all season, and so had Arizona. But I want to shout out
the highest win total. Like they were beaten by averages of 20 points a night for all the games this season. So they was wire to wire.
Yeah, and that's what UConn was doing. That's what UConn did back to back 3 years ago, and the last 3 years, and Florida did it. They won with upperclassmen.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the name of the game. Yeah, you want, because what's happening, right? Those elite freshmen. Now, granted, the freshmen always get picked first in the NBA draft because they're one and done, because they're that good. Remember, the NBA looks at these kids who stay long and they frown upon them. Like, well, why the hell did he stay that long in college? Nah, we need
I said, before you got here, I said that's one of the issues, right? So kids know that. So now that you have the NIL, do the staying. Because they're like, yo, I may not be a big NBA prospect at all.
Right. Yeah.
I might be a G League dude. So I may as well get my money today. Start stacking that bread now, because I may never get a chance to play in the NBA.
Right.
You only take 4 American kids on teams overseas. So, they have a limit on dudes that can play. So, so it's a money thing. So the older you get, you start to think like, I'm staying, get this money, right? And if like the kid at North Carolina a few years ago, Baycott.
Yeah.
Baycott got rich because he stayed there to do what he did. Just put it in the
And he knew he wasn't going. He knew he wasn't going to make the league.
He knew, right? So he said, "I got to make this money now."
Right.
So
because
why they stay.
Right, because the top prospects are, I think the top 15 prospects are all freshmen.
Yeah.
And they're going to leave because they know they're going to get a bag as a first round pick. So they're going to leave. And
that's part of the game. Yeah, and like I said, it will. I still think the system, the way it is today, at least has kids staying, right? So there's going to be some continuity for fans knowing teams and knowing kids on teams. But like Ryan said, the freshmen are going to come and go anyway.
Yeah, they're one and done.
Yeah,
the elite talent is not staying.
Yeah, and listen, like I said, I think one of the big problems, and you guys can talk about it later, is the European. We talk about the European thing with the NBA. The European thing in college is wild, because you don't know what grade those kids are in. No, you don't, because they got those academies.
Yeah, it's facts. Yeah.
So you really don't know.
Illinois had nothing but European players.
Yeah. So you don't know how old those dudes was. Real talk. Not saying that they lying, but I'm saying they probably were they were probably bumping up against Dan number of 24.
Yeah.
I think they probably had a few dudes bumping up, or maybe 1 or 2 over it. But and because it's hard to it's hard to see. I guess one dude on Michigan's team is from the Australian NBA school or something it's called. What? You know what I'm saying? Like, so it's but like I said, I think it was a good game. I think they're going to have to do something about playing in those. And I know it sounds like I'm because they've done it for years, but there's something about, I guess, with this generation of kids and those large, field houses or football stadiums where to play these basketball games in. Because it is hard as hell to shoot in those places. It's hard for kids to shoot in those places because they're so darn big. Like your perspective gets thrown off. And I think, Kevin, that may be why, the jump shot shooting is like horrible because you're not used to playing in it. You know what I'm saying?
Well, that's a good point because
we got people like Danny Amante playing the game. You don't know his age.
That's a good point you make because if you watch a national championship game with Michigan and UConn,
Yeah.
Michigan, I think they made 1 3 at halftime, but they were still winning. I'm like, no, this game. I'm like, there's no way UConn can win this game.
Yeah.
I mean, they did everything. They did everything right to keep it close. UConn should have been up by 10 points. They couldn't make a jump shot, but they were killing them down low, and they were being efficient. But Michigan was also playing some great defense as well. Because remember, in the game, in the semifinal, in the Final Four game, Michigan was shooting lights out against Arizona. They were hitting everything. And then I was shocked when they was missing everything, but then we're still up in the game. I'm like, okay, this is over. I knew UConn wasn't going to win.
Ryan, give me 1 minute. 60 seconds. Give me on South Carolina and UCLA, the ladies, real quick. You wasn't here Monday.
Yeah, right. Yeah. No, just it was a great game plan. Now, what is South Carolina's recipe for championships? I think I said this in the chat to you guys. It's bigs. It's Asia Wilson. It's Aaliyah Boston. It's Carmela Cardosa. Now the tables were turned. Now it was Betts. And not only that whole squad from UCLA was big.
Mm-hmm.
They were big. I mean, Jaime Jaquez's sister. She's like what 5'11", but she plays big. She at the guard spot. Like she's like 5'11", 6 foot. So that's big. So South Carolina's bigs couldn't get off. They couldn't defend the paint. They tried to front, and they would just throw it over, lob. And I will say this: Lauren Betts is amazing at sealing. She knows how to play her position in the post. She'll seal you, and they know how to feed the post, which is a lost art in the game. It's a lost art in the NBA game as far as feeding the post, sealing, and repost. They do a good job. They kick it into her. If she's not down on the block closer, she'll kick it back out and she'll repost. And they beat South Carolina at their own game because that's what South Carolina pretty much did to UConn. They beat them in the post. But South Carolina couldn't do that against Betts and UCLA.
And the NBA players now are so much better than players back in the day.
Right.
And they can't feed the post.
No, they can't feed the post.
Not at all.
I mean, they don't even have the big man posting up on the post anyway. It's horrible. So yeah, man. So no, but definitely, I'm not even gonna say it's a great game plan. It was just a bad matchup. It's a bad matchup, and basketball is a game of matchups.
I think Dawn knew that. I think Dawn knew that too. That's why she didn't. No, I'm saying I think Dawn knew that, and that's why she didn't. It was she just tipped her cap. So shout out to them.
You gotta tip your cap, yeah.
I think Dawn is pretty much like that anyway. But let me ask a question: do you think, Ryan, that they kind of beating UConn was their championship?
Absolutely.
Okay, so they kind of. All right.
No, I'm not saying, and I don't want to say that and not credit UCLA.
Oh yeah, no, yes, in fact, UCLA won it.
UCLA won it. UCLA took it, but it was a bad matchup, right? I actually picked Texas to beat UCLA and Texas to win the championship, but I picked South Carolina to beat UConn because I knew that they did not have Paige. Even though Sarah Strong is awesome and AZ Fudd is awesome, you can get AZ off her game because she's basically she has a okay mid range, but she's a 3-point sniper, and you live by the 3, you die by the 3. With Paige is a mid range assassin. Paige is getting to her spots. You're not gonna get Paige off her game, and what happened was they didn't have Paige, and I knew South Carolina was gonna beat them. I knew it. But I did not see UCLA beating Texas because one, that was their only loss in the season, and Texas handled them.
Ryan, how much money did you put on that game by itself without the tournament?
Nothing. I ain't put nothing on it. Because it was still UConn. It's still UConn. But
He said,
But
I was all in, but only 5 toes in. I wasn't all the way. Yeah,
you know I'm cheap.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. But like I said, it was just a bad matchup. It's a bad matchup for South Carolina because South Carolina and UConn, because UConn, they really don't have bigs like that. They have wings and tall girls. They like to play. They're not a physical team. Sarah Strong can get physical, but she's like the only one. And they just shot poorly. Sarah Strong shot poorly. AZ Fudge shot poorly, and that's ball game. That was ball game. But it was just a bad matchup because Dawn plays in the post. I know she tried to speed the game up a little bit, but they couldn't score in the post and they couldn't defend the post, and that's ball game.
Yeah, it's a bad recipe.
Yeah.
So
bad recipe. Yeah, if you can't guard the post and you're not scoring in the post, lights out.
Cool. Appreciate that, Ryan. Let's move on.
Yeah.
I don't know if I meant to do that. I guess that's not it. Let me go on to the next segment here. Little I don't know why I did that. Little golf quick. Hit that right there. And the leaderboard here at the Masters tournament as we speak. I don't know that thing like that. Okay, we got Burns, McIlroy. He's second there, and you got, I don't know how you pronounce this. What's that? That's Kittima. You got Ryan Day, Reed, Lowry 6, Scheffler 7, Rose is looks like he's 8. No, this is 8. Anyway, they just early starting at the Masters today. Masters like the most prominent golf tournament right now. Danny, you think who might win, or who you got on it this weekend to do damage this weekend?
I like McIlroy. He always seems to play well here.
Yeah.
Scheffler, he's just been unbelievable like the last year and a half.
He's been.
But my dark horse is Min Woo Lee. He's one. He plays a little of the Call of Duty with my streamer that I watch, and he's a good dude. So I'm pulling for him, and he seems to play well there too. So, but that course is ridiculous.
Of course, it's hard.
Oh, like Amen Corner, yeah. Like I don't know if you saw any of the par 3 stuff.
I saw a little bit of the par 3 the other day, man. Yeah,
and I think it was McIlroy's youngest. They kind of lined her up for probably at least 25-foot putt. And she lined up and he goes, just bump it. And she literally just tapped it, like barely moving. And that thing rolled the whole way down, caught the break in the green and whoop, popped it in. And everybody cheered, and the poor little girl, she got scared because everybody was screaming for her. But it was something else. That's what I love about the Masters. They do that on Wednesdays where they have like Kelsey was taking par 3 shots, and then they had Fleetwood's kid. He hasn't made it over the water yet at the 9, so he was trying that. So it's always a good time. But that's one of the most prestigious tournaments of the year. You get your little green jacket if you win. Go into the lure. It's a shame that that things happen with Tiger.
Yeah,
that he couldn't be there. But I'm looking for it. I'm going to try to catch a little bit of this. Obviously I work this weekend.
Amazon is doing this, correct? Am I correct? Is Amazon doing some of this?
I have no idea.
I think Amazon is doing it.
It's usually what on CBS.
Yeah,
it's Amazon and ESPN.
Amazon. See, I thought so. Amazon. Hey, look at that! The Angry One is here with us. It looked like DA checked out the game, and Angry One checked in for DA. What's up, E? What's going on tonight, man? How are you, sir?
Man. He tagged me in on out. So, what's going on, gents? See y'all tonight, man.
On a Thursday, I know sometimes it's hard for E to get here on Thursdays, man. I appreciate it.
What up?
Popped in. I said E is here, man. E is here, definitely, man. I'll move on to baseball before we get to that. So let me go to baseball real quick. The Chasers top 15 as far as their rankings when it comes to, where's my little thing at there? lost my thing. Anyway, the Dodgers are number one, as y'all probably know. The Dodgers are number one. Anyway, before I go there, anybody see the catch? Oh, I got it right here. The Dodgers are 1. The Yankees are 2. It should be scrolling down at the bottom too. The Brewers are 3. They're 7-2. The Braves are 4. The Astros are 5. The Mets are 6. Phillies are 7. The Guardians are 8. The Blue Jays are 9. The Pirates. They're 10, 6-3. Got off to a good start there, man. The Mariners have lost. I think Mariners have lost a couple in a row, but they got them ranked 11th. Tigers are 12th. Reds are 13th. The Baltimore Orioles, 14th. They got a fire city uniform. And the St. Louis Cardinals are 15th when it comes to the power rankings here. Tampa Bay, let me just get to a little bit of news and notes. The Rays, they hosted their first game since at Tropicana Field since 2024. They spent the last year at Steinbrenner Field, which is right next to Raymond James Stadium in Tampa, Florida, if you ever been to that area. And they defeated the Cubs 6-4. It was an emotional moment for the franchise and their fans being welcomed back to the Trop, as they call it. The Yankees pitching has allowed 8 runs allowed in first 7 games, not including today. They lost today 3-2 to the Athletics. Tied the 2002 and the 1993 Braves for the fewest runs allowed in the first 7 games in a 150 years of Major League Baseball. Max Fried is elite. Yes, he is. He's been on it. The Dodgers are rolling also. The Dodgers put the beat down on the Blue Jays the other night, 14-2, and they remastered the 2025 World Series. Mookie Betts is on the IL, but LA is 7-2. Teoscar and Freddie Freeman went deep, defending back-to-back champs. They still look dangerous. Juan Soto is he's got this right calf string after exiting game 1 the other day. He's day-to-day. I don't think they put him on the IL, but we'll be looking at that as well. Cade Horton for the Cubs. He has elbow surgery. He's done for the 2026 season. Matthew Boyd also on the IL for the Cubs. And the rookies. We talked about the rookies with Alvin last weekend. He said, and we talked about Chase DeLauder and my main man for playing for Chicago, Mataka Murakami, homer in his first 3 Major League Baseball games, each only the 3rd and the 4th rookies in Major League Baseball history to do that as well. And then we got Connor Griffin, Major League Baseball's pipeline's number 1 overall prospect, called up, and he got the money. Dan, I'm gonna stop right there. How do you feel as a fan, as a Pirate fan? They're starting to spend some money, dog. In fact, I'm make my screen big and take it away, Dan. What's your thoughts on the Pirates spending some money finally?
I'm kind of on the fence on this one.
Uh-oh.
No. Just apprehensive at the moment. Like, I love the fact, like, that this kid, they signed him to a 9-year, $140 million contract.
Right.
Which is...
He ain't going nowhere.
But
thank God. That's how you do it, though.
His contract's going to run out before Bobby Bonilla's with the Mets does.
Yeah. Hey, listen.
Ain't no Mets fan on here. Michael's not on here tonight.
That's a steal.
I saw that and I was like, damn, Bonilla is 2035. But them signing him, that's a start. And like it's spelled low, but I think he goes by Lau. And I think he came from Miami or Tampa, one of the two. Been impressed with him. Magnum, O'Hearn. In the year before, they got Horowitz. Like I said before we got on the show, Ozuna, he needs a little bit of batting practice, I think, because he's been really struggling at the DH position. But like right now, with Keller, Skeens, Chandler, Malinsky, I think they got Jared Jones coming back here shortly from injury. Like, we have an absolute beast of a starting pitching. I'd like to see him back to Brinks truck up and lock in Skeens to the same thing as they did Connor, so that we know that we have 2 stars there for at least the next 9 years. But until that happens, that's where I say I'm a little apprehensive, because they need to lock a couple guys in, but I'm glad that they're actually starting to spend some money.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're driving through Pittsburgh, you already know If you're from Pennsylvania, it's the land of the potholes. But be extra careful, just because all the traffic cones are at PNC Park now. So none of these potholes are marked, because that's their new celebration. They raised, I don't know if Fanatics came up. I don't know if you saw the shirt. It said raise the cone. And like that, I don't know what that means, because I've been following the Pirates since I was probably like 7. And I have never heard that phrase. Now, raise the Jolly Roger. I've heard that one. So I think it was Cook that brought a traffic cone in when they were, I think, was it the Mets series? So anytime they do something good, they raise the cone. So, yeah, so just be careful if you're driving through the city of Pittsburgh.
Gotcha.
Because those are landmines. Those aren't potholes.
The Brewers 5-1. They open up on their opening homestand, the smallest market in baseball. They've made the playoffs in 7 of the last years. And, yeah, the most slept-on team in, I would say, sports, man. So the Brewers are at it again, doing their thing, man. So shout out to the Milwaukee Brewers for a quick start again. So baseball, like I said, it's long season. There's second week of baseball, and we'll see what we have to say. I was going to say, anybody see the catch? What was my main man from the Angels? What's dude's name? He made like 3 incredible catches on.
He robbed like 3 home runs that night.
Dude, man, that was crazy, man. I'm gonna find the guy's name right now. Is it Bell Angels? Joe Adell, that's his name. Joe Adell. That is his name. Joe. Yeah, Joe Adell for the Anaheim. Well, sorry, the Los Angeles Angels, and that's another story within.
Joe Adell, he's nice.
Joe Adell, what was that? Monday night or one of those nights? He pretty much robbed 3 home runs, man. He went to the first 2. He jumped the wall, the right foot wall, which is probably about 8-9 feet, and then the last catch. Was if you ever noticed in Anaheim Stadium where the Angels play at, in right field, you got the little short wall, kind of like they have in Fenway Park in Boston, where the wall is like literally like 3 feet. So he was able to go in there and he jumped and he leaped in there, and then he just held his hand up. There's like an iconic picture of him just holding his glove up with the ball, saying that he caught it. And, you also had these people saying, oh, that's not a catch, man. How can you catch the ball? I was like, man, here we go, man, again. I said, man, the man, I can see if he jumped inside the thing and caught it, man. But nonetheless, he jumped in it, he leaped, he caught it, and he fell, and he was able to hold on to the ball, and it was out, man. So shout out to Joel Dell for a quick start. And also, I was talking about, I think the city of Anaheim wants to sue the Angels for they need to change their name back to Anaheim. So if they want, because I think the owner wants to buy the land around that and politic to get a new stadium. They was like, okay, we'll let you do that, man, but you gotta change the name back to Anaheim and not put the LA moniker on there anymore, because you play in Anaheim. So we'll see how that comes about that, man. So you shaking your head, D-Dub?
Yeah, politics as usual.
Yeah. Go ahead, E. E, what you gonna say?
I just said I wish more. No, I said I wish more cities would do that. I mean, if you play here, keep the name. If you don't play here, leave the name and go about your business. That's just how I feel about it. And that's any sport.
Gotcha. He just gave me this article here. I think we must just address it real quick, and we might have to dive back into this next week. And this is
hold on, we got something.
Yeah, we got some what's called going from the Department of Justice for NBC Sports. Real quick. We might have to just revisit this on Monday. The Justice Department, and this is from Michael Cosner from NBC News. The Justice Department has opened an investigation to whether the NFL is forcing football fans to pay. Well, we might need to stay on this. Pay too much in subscription fees, according to 2 sources familiar with the investigation. And years past, the football fans watched NFL games over broadcast TV delivered free into their homes. The 1961 Sports Broadcasting Act allowed for sports leagues to get around some antitrust concerns and negotiate media rights. But now games are spread across many different platforms and channels. Some require paid subscriptions as traditional TV and cable providers contend with cord-cutting and tougher competition from deep-pocketed tech companies and streamers. The Justice Department investigation into the NFL is about affordability for consumers and creating an even playing field for providers, a government official said. The Justice Department investigation is into antitrust and anti-competitive tactics, the person said. It comes after Senator Mike Lee, Republican from Utah, the chairman of the Senate Judiciary Subcommittee on Antitrust, Competition, Policy, and Consumer Rights, wrote a letter last month requesting a review of the NFL's streaming platform exemption and wanted to know whether the streaming package fee violated the Sports Broadcasting Act. The NFL said in a statement Thursday that 87% of its games are free and that games are always free to the markets where teams are playing when they play. The NFL's media distribution model is the most fan and broadcast friendly in the entire sports entertainment industry, the spokesperson said for the NFL. The NFL has for decades put our fans front and center in how we distribute our content. The Justice Department didn't comment. The White House referred questions back to the Justice Department. The Wall Street Journal first reported the investigation. To watch every NFL game during the past season, football fans spent almost $1,000 on cable and streaming subscriptions, Lee wrote in his letter. The package of NFL games is shared by CBS, NBC, ESPN, and Fox, with Amazon Video streaming the third night games. U2 has the NFL Sunday ticket to watch nearly every game on Sundays, which costs, $240 for the season. Netflix, which streams NFL games on Christmas, declined to comment on Probe. Netflix is like, we just got in the game. We ain't got much to say. Much has changed in sports broadcasting since 1961, raising new questions about the NFL's antitrust exemption. I'm glad the DOJ is tackling this important issue as I urged them to do last month, Lee said Thursday after the news broke. Following Lee's letter, the Federal Communications Commission, the FCC, said it was seeking public response about how viewing habits have changed across the modern landscape that depends increasingly on streaming service. The package of individual teams' television rights was thought to be necessary to enhance the financial stability of the leagues by assuring equal distribution of revenues among all teams, according to the FCC letter. Commissioner wanted to know whether the current marketplace benefits or harms consumers, and the fragmented media landscape facilitates or restricts the ability of traditional media to broadcast work in the public interest, including local news and report. I know that was a little bit lengthy. I had to read that. Thank you, D-Dubs, for that. But it affects us of what we're doing. I know we had several complaints on that. I thought Ryan would have been front and center on this one. He had to step away probably.
Well, not only that, Kev, this is going to trickle down to the rest of the sports leagues. MLB's next, because it's going to hit them as well with their thing with going from MLB.com and linking up with ESPN, all this other stuff. So yeah, it's going to be an issue. Dio, I think they had to take a look at this again, and making sure everything's on the up and up.
Got you. I agree. Definitely agree, man. Ryan, any thoughts? I don't know if you caught what I was reading about the DOJ.
I had to step away for a second, man. What did I miss, bro? I'm sorry.
No, this was absolutely up your alley. The DOJ is advocating on your behalf. They say they want to look into the NFL and all these streaming stuff, and is this fair for the consumers?
No, it's not fair for the consumer, man. It's ridiculous.
Well, the DOJ is on your side right now. And they're going to look into it. So, hey, it's something that needed to be done because, listen, everybody's been talking about this, and, Ryan and me, we've had this conversation about, the streaming and, and all these different platforms and, how Americans consume content now. So it has changed.
Right. And the only reason why they're even went to streaming is to get international money, because you can't go and lay all your fibers for your Comcast and your AT&T, Uverse, and so basically, So that's why DirecTV always did so well, because you can bring your satellite there and hook up your satellite and get whatever. So that's all. And once the streaming happened, that's why satellite TV and DirecTV folded, because now you don't need that no more. So, but now it's cheaper. It's cheaper for the company, for the cable companies, but it's harder for the consumer. It's so hard, man. It's so
not according to the NFL. This is the most fan friendly.
I read that.
No, it's fan friendly because they're getting fans from overseas. That's all it is. Overseas money.
They said all. 87% of the games remain available for free broadcast television. That's what the NFL says. Yeah,
they might be right, but still, I still don't want to be. I don't want to have every subscription. I just want. Let me stop.
No. This is part of it, bro. I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry to ruffle brothers. I seen it pop up, and I was like, "Oh, this is a good story. Let me just drop it off to Kevin."
Yeah, like
I just thought this was an interesting story, and we probably gonna have to unpack it later on at another time. But this is definitely.
I sound like an old dude, man.
Man.
I just want to turn on my cable and know where I can go just to find it.
But guess what? You're not the only one. There's a lot of people feel like that. But go ahead, I'm sorry.
Like you can't even watch simultaneous games at the same time, because if I'm on my league pass, then I gotta switch my aux to go to streaming. And about time I done missed whatever I was looking for. I already missed it.
Major League Baseball is next. I got a dude, my man Fred. He's probably listening. That works for me, and he's a huge fan of the Heat. Panthers, and everything South Florida, man. And he gets pissed off a lot sometimes because he can't just watch simple Heat games and Marlin games because of the blackout rule and stuff like that. So I done paid for the package, right? Major League Baseball, all 162 games you can watch, and you get to try to watch your home team and you're blacked out or whatever the case may be. Al was talking about that.
He was just talking about this last week.
Go ahead.
That I understand. That I understand. Like when you have the NBA League Pass or the NFL Sunday Ticket games, the local games are normally blacked out because they want you to watch the local channel, but they don't give it to you on the local channel because you got to do this.
Right. You and that was the problem with Bally Sports before they folded and went to what was the other thing that they went to before
But before Bally's, it was Sunshine Network,
right?
And now Bally's took it. Then Bally's folded, and now they're like, and I say this all the time, man. By the time you pay for all these streaming platforms and this and that just to watch this thing and this thing and this thing, you done already paid for what you paid for cable.
You're right.
Yeah.
My God, can they reduce the price of freaking internet? How much is that going to keep going up?
Yeah, definitely.
And that's what it is, because now you got to stream. So now you need the internet in order to stream. They're all in cahoots together, bro. It's just.
And again, if the DOJ finds out what they said, if the DOJ finds out that the SBA, which is the Sports Broadcasting Act, has been it does not protect the games. What was it? If they find that if they don't protect the viewers, the streamers behind the paywall existing in the future, though, yeah, pretty much MLB will be challenged as well. That's pretty much in a nutshell. They will be challenged.
MLB.
MLB.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
So we was just talking about that, Kevin. And that was another reason why we were just talking about this last week with Al, as far as talking about blackout and, how he can't watch.
He can't watch because he lives in Charlotte. Charlotte is 500 miles from Ohio.
Yeah. So
it's the same way with the Canes. If you try to watch them on the ESPN, I'm 3-4 hours from Raleigh.
NHL?
It's blackout.
Let me add them too.
NHL next. Hey, when I got DirecTV, when I moved into this house in 2007, I got the hockey package so I could watch my Penguins play. And that shit was blacked out. Like all the Hurricane games. Every time I tried to pull on a Hurricane game, especially when they would play the Penguins. I'm like, what is this BS? Like, you're not going to get my money because I'm not driving 4 hours to go watch this game and then have to drive back 4 hours. But, you know, hey, that's what they want to do.
Gotcha. E, any thoughts on the streaming thing before we move on to hockey and basketball?
Yo, man, I'm in agreement with everybody in here, man. We all said the same thing through text, through conversation, whatever. Ridiculous, man. Need a damn compass to figure out what frigging channel
Right.
you define what game you want to watch. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous.
And that,
Hey.
and not only that, let me say another thing. I'm a guy. I like to go to the sports bar. You know how hard it is for them to find it at the
Yeah.
sports bar.
Right.
They asking you what channel it is on.
Yeah,
You know what channel it is on?
You know what channel? I'm like, you work here, you
Exactly.
run it up. Bro,
Yo, bro,
it's
I'm
crazy.
I'm in the house and I gotta ask Alexa or Google. Yeah, yo, just tonight. I said, what channel is the Knicks on tonight? And,
Right.
And she said, they're gonna be on Amazon Prime. I was like, ain't this some shit? In Prime, you gotta ask
man.
Google. You gotta ask the assistant because you can't keep up.
Hey, Meta.
It matter where the game's at.
I mean, the sports bar experience is hurting too with this mess, man.
That's a fact.
Ryan, you're absolutely right. And
God.
what was it, a couple months ago? I was in a local eatery around here, and the guy said, "Hey, what channel is that on?" I was like, "I say he don't even know." So
you
Yeah.
force the establishments to go get these different streaming services as well. They can't.
And I believe, if I'm not mistaken, Ryan, correct me if I'm wrong, you probably would know, when they had direct TV packages and stuff like that, I think those establishments had something set up with the direct TV and stuff like that, so they're able to show all the games and simultaneous and stuff like that. I think go ahead.
Well, yeah. So basically, with DirecTV basically had every channel.
Mm-hmm.
So
They
that
had it
was
locked down at that time.
That was always DirecTV's big thing. We have everything. Comcast might not have this. They didn't have the Sunday. Although they always had a Sunday ticket. So
Right.
so that was always their
baby.
strong point. So now what happens is, now with all the streaming stuff, I mean, you can't even enjoy yourself when you go out. I was at damn Ale House the other day, and they say, "Oh yeah, our internet's acting up, so that's why that channel's buffering." Now, I mean, damn it, man.
Yeah,
I'm like,
they didn't even get high
like-
speed the package.
like it's ridiculous, man. Like, and the amount of money they would charge these sports bars just to show a
Yes,
fight.
that's what I'm talking about, Ryan. Yes, absolutely.
The amount
UFC
of money.
fights.
Yeah, not even UFC fights, like boxing back in the days,
Yeah.
because UFC wasn't really charging that much.
No, you can walk. You could usually walk into a UFC and walk in and watch a fight.
It was
on
always
pay-per-view. It was on pay-per-views.
It was the boxing pay-per-views.
Major
They would
pay-per-views. Yeah.
charge them per box,
Facts.
per TV. They were charging them $8. How much
Oh,
it was?
per box. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
it wasn't just hey, we're gonna order the fight, and because we're Ale House or Duffy's or whatever, because we ordered it, we get them on all the TVs. No,
Yeah.
they had to
per
pay
box.
for every single box on the TV.
Yeah.
It's just, man. It's sad, man. It's sad. You
Hey.
go into a sports bar on a random like weekday, bro. It's empty.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Empty.
Because they know they can't find it. Come on, man.
Yo,
It's
Ryan.
ridiculous, man.
Amazon Prime, dog. Hey, the Knicks in Boston on Amazon Prime. I had to ask
Yeah.
Alexa, bro.
They got you logging into your Amazon account so they could put it on.
Yeah.
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 And hey, and say what we want about ESPN. When they had UFC, it was a good product. They went to this. They went to what? This Paramount Plus crap.
Paramount.
And
Paramount,
it is
CBS,
horrible. I
Paramount.
don't even know who's fighting when and I don't know what.
Yeah.
It's terrible. Oh, there's no more pay-per-view. You should have kept the goddamn pay-per-view because now it's just I don't know who's fighting, and I like the UFC.
Right.
We probably gonna have to take a look at this. There's gonna be some more stuff with there. As you can see, there's some passion with this, man. So, but no, it's definitely D-Dub. Shout out to you, man, for putting that article in the chat, man, and we bring it up. And I know it was kind of lengthy article, man, but we had to read it, man. Let's move on to hockey, man.
Woo.
I love it.
Y'all calling Dan the nature boy.
Nature boy. Woo! Dan, what you got for us, Dan?
Do you want to start with the other thing first?
Let's start with NHL first, and then we can do the good feel good story at the end.
Okay. Well, no, we're down to the nitty gritty, like we were talking about last Thursday, and things are shaping up. Some teams are way outside the bubble now. That it's starting to take shape of who's going to be in, who's not going to be off. But there's a big race in the East to see who gets the top seed, because you got Carolina, your boys. No one talks about them, but somehow yet they got 106 points.
Wow.
Leading the East. And then you got Buffalo at the top of the Atlantic with 104. And the Atlantic's nuts because they got Buffalo 104, Tampa 102, Montreal 102, and then they got Boston with 96. And then the other last wild card team is Ottawa with 92. And then in the Metro, like I said, you got Carolina 106, the Penguins 96, Flyers 92. I believe the Pens win the night against the Devils. They're mathematically locked into the second spot. So we'll see how that works out tonight. Right now, it's 3-2. Penguins are up in the late second. And then there's this whole schedule for the next few days is wild. Right now, like the Islanders are trying to work their way back in. They're down there with what? Got 89 points. A win would give them 91. From a point behind Ottawa. Sabres are playing the Blue Jackets right now. And the Sabres, they're trying to get that top spot. But Columbus, you can see, is right there with 90 points. 2 behind Philly for the last spot. And then you got the Red Wings and Philly playing tonight. And as you can see, Philly's got the last spot, and Detroit's got 80. So, it's hard to make up points at this time of the season. Like we said, with the overtime, get the point and whatnot. So it's real tight in the East, and you got Ottawa. It's the battle of the trucks tonight. You got Drake playing Matthew in Ottawa. They're up 2-0 on the Panthers. And then the Wild and Stars start. That'll be the battle for the second spot in the Central. And then Utah plays the Predators. Nashville just barely out, looking in. Yeah, Nashville's got the last spot. And they're 4 points behind Utah.
Dan, your microphone might be going in and out. I don't know.
But then you got the Kings and the Canucks playing, and you got the Knights and the Kraken playing. And the Kings are just outside the playoff spot. Where they got 83. They're 1 point behind Nashville. So all these last few games, and I think, as much as I complain about the league and how they set up playoffs and all that other good stuff, but at least they got a lot of these teams playing teams that they're battling the playoff spots for. So in essence, these are like 4 point games. If you win, they're another 2 behind you. But look at it at the playoffs. I think it's wild too, because if Utah wins tonight and they got 90 points, Edmonton's winning the Pacific with 90, and Utah's going to be the last wild card team because they're playing the Central. They don't make the top 3, and they'll have as many points as the division winner for the other side, the Pacific. crazy. But it's gonna be the last push here. It's interesting to see, like Edmonton, like that whole Pacific Division. Like, I'm gonna go on saying that we fleeced Edmonton in the trade for Skinner for Jari. I love Jari. I think he's a great dude. I just think his confidence is kind of shot, and that's why they got Skinner up out of there, because his confidence was shot and having trouble. Like, literally, Edmonton has to score 5 goals a game to try to win a game because they know the goaltending is not there.
Damn.
I mean, it is what it is. They got Ingram and they got Jari, and they're just struggling. And like I've said with like Toronto and Edmonton, they've basically recycled probably 5 to 10 goaltenders in the last 5 years. Maybe it's not the goaltender, maybe it's your scheme, maybe it's your defenseman. That the reason why you guys can't win or hold a lead. Because I watched. Actually, I've seen Celebrini play the last couple of nights for the Sharks, because they played Anaheim the other night, and they were down late in the third. I think it was 3-2 and Celebrini put the team on his back. He scored the third goal, set up the fourth goal to get him a 2 points there. And then they played Edmonton the other night. I think it was last night. But Edmonton ended up beating them 5-2, which kind of hurt them in their playoff chances, because they're at 81 points. They're 3 points back. They got the thing with them. They got 5 games left. So they still have a little bit of time. But it's going to get down to the nitty gritty, and then we'll get to see who the pairings are. I mean, pretty much like the East or the Atlantic is going to be set. It's going to be Tampa and Montreal probably. Did it end up being a matchup? And then you'll probably have the Penguins. Possibly. Might be a battle. That would be a good one.
Is it if the playoffs with if there was the end today, would be Pittsburgh and the Flyers?
In Philly.
Yeah.
That could be entertaining. The Islanders kind of fell off a cliff there. They were doing well, and they lost 4 straight. They're 3-7 in their last 10. They're 3 points out of a spot.
So that coaching move didn't.
Well, they haven't played yet. Tonight's the first night that they've played since they fired him.
Okay.
And going forward, I mean, I hired Pete DeBoer.
You told me he was a good hire.
Oh, I think he's a great hire. I think he's one of those guys. Like, he was like, Vegas is an anomaly, right? The expansion team when they came in, they didn't, go with draft picks and young kids. They actually picked some like NHL caliber veteran talent to try to win off the gate. So they do things unconventionally. So, 8 games left, they fire the coach, right? The guy that won him the Stanley Cup. And bring in Tortorella. And, they've been on fire since they've done that. I think they've won 4 straight. Yeah, they're 5-3-2, but they've won the 4 straight, since he got there. So, that's helped them. But like back with the Islanders, like I think DeBoer's a really good coach, and I think that he will be able to. He might not be able to get him into the playoffs just because it's so late in the season and where they're at point wise.
Yeah, 78 points, and what are their? No, not 70. I would say they played 78 games.
Yeah, they got 4 games left, and they play tonight. And then let's see. Yeah, they're beating the Maple Leafs 4-2.
Okay.
So you got them playing better through 2 periods. See if they can hold that lead in the third. But, it's going to be the year. No Panthers.
Yeah, they got eliminated the other night.
And that's probably the best thing for them. They've played so much hockey. When you go to the finals 3 years in a row, That's a lot of hockey.
So you think they got replaced by Tampa Bay? Tampa Bay, the number one, is the.
They didn't get replaced. Tampa Bay's been around the last 10 years. They just had a blip.
Well, I'm saying just taking their spot for this year.
Well, I mean, I would say Montreal more than anything.
Okay.
Would be more accurate of maybe filling in for the third spot in the division, because like Tampa's been good the entire time. But they had the same problem where they were going to the finals and deep in the playoffs every year, and it finally kind of caught up with them with injuries, and you know how it goes when your team wins and you got free agents. Everybody's there to gobble them up and overpay them. So, you got to retool a little bit. What's funny is Corey Perry is now back in Tampa Bay for the playoff push. And, he was there. I think every time he gets to the finals, the team he's on loses. I think he won in Anaheim, but other than that, every time he makes the finals on whatever team, they're the team that ends up losing.
Well,
I'm waiting for them to get this last couple games out of the way.
Yeah.
Get the bracket set and let's go.
Who's your favorite to get out the East and the West? And does Carolina still? I mean, Carolina is always hanging around, but I don't know. Can they make the push? And
you're gonna hate me, but Carolina. Like,
I was about to ask the question. Go ahead, talk. Come on.
No. Like, you got Aho, you got Svechnikov, Stankoven's playing really well for him. You got Slavin back. He was missing a majority part of the year. Gustafsson, he's back from injury. All that said, the issue that I think that you guys have had for the last probably 3-4 years is consistent goaltending in the playoffs. And I don't know what happened with Anderson. Usually he plays really well, and then he gets some fluke injury, and then he's out for a while. And then Kucherov, he's been hurt a good portion of this year. And I don't know where you got Bussy from, but that kid's come in and play. He's come in and played amazing. And I know he's older, but technically he's still kind of a rookie when it comes to playoff hockey. So I think if he can calm the nerves, handle the pressure, and just go out and play like he's played all year, Carolina's going to be looking good to be able to get to the conference final. I watched Buffalo play the Rangers. Was it last night? And Buffalo came out of nowhere. I don't know. Like, they fired Drury, the GM, and all of a sudden I think everybody got happy and it started playing, because I don't think they've made the playoffs in the last 14 years. And now they're top of the Atlantic Division and playing really, really, really well. I think they're like 36-6. And
they've been lights out since the
since they fired the dude.
Yeah.
But I think, like, I'm just watching them play the Rangers, like, their inexperience in the playoffs might catch up with them, because Tage Thompson tried to toe drag two guys deep in his own end, basically beside the goaltender. And you can't do that in the playoffs. Either you eat the puck up against the boards and wait for help, or you flip it out, or you wrap it up high off the glass just to try to get it out. And there were some mistakes that they were in their game that they were making that they need to clean up before the playoffs come. But I think them being hungry and not being in the playoffs forever, they're going to be a tough out. But I like Tampa. I like Carolina in the East. There's like we always talk about, the curse of the President's Trophy, the top team in the league. They always seem to get bounced early. Well, they're not in the East, so I kind of hope that it'll probably be Tampa and Carolina coming out of the East. And then in the West, you got Colorado, 112 points. Mm-hmm. They've been on fire pretty much the whole year, but then they kind of went through a little, and they play 82 games. It's physical, and you're going to go through, spurts where you don't play as well, whether it's injuries, whether you're beat up and tired, but I hope that they don't get bounced early. But then you got like Dallas and Minnesota. they'll probably end up playing they're going to end up playing each other, but it's who's going to get the home ice here with the last few games. And then you got the Pacific with Edmonton, Vegas, Anaheim. And this is kind of like where I went on my rant. Like, if Dallas and Minnesota don't have to play right off the rip, there's a good chance one of those two teams is going to play Colorado in the conference final. But because the way it's set up, one of those teams is going to be gone after the first round.
I will say this. I forgot who I was listening to. I want somebody on NBC Sports today. And the young lady's name, I forgot her name, man, but she was complaining exactly what you was complaining about. She said she hates this setup as far as, why don't we just put 1 through 8, lace them up, and just let it go. And she made the same point she put. Maybe she was watching us the last week, because she said the same thing. She said, I know they're doing it for the money. He says, but, and I get it to a certain point, man, but, you don't get the matchups. You don't get the better matchups, I guess, in the later rounds, so to speak.
Yeah, so just looking at this, you got Vegas and the Ducks, 2 and 3 in the Pacific. Vegas has got 88 points. Ducks got 87, right? So Vegas have a home ice. Well, then you got Utah, the first wild card, with 88 points, and they have 5 more wins, because that's like the first tiebreaker is wins in regulation.
Mm-hmm.
Really, Utah should be playing the home game, or in the series have the home ice advantage, and not Vegas. But here we are. But yeah, I just want to get these last couple games get over, because then once the playoffs start, it's 2-3 games a night, especially for the first round. It's every night.
Dan's gonna be busy.
Oh yeah. Hey, that's why I got the TV and I got 2 monitors. So
I've been to Dan's house. He's got mission control over there, bro. So
we'll be watching all the games.
E, did you have another question? I got one more question for Dan.
But I like the Abs.
Yeah.
And
go ahead, E.
Go ahead.
I was going to let you finish, but here's my question. You know how I am about these Hurricanes, right? I'm looking at the board. Now, I know everybody, say in this championship. As a Hurricane fan, after what we have been through the last couple of years, Florida is not on this list. If the Canes fumble this opportunity, are they the Buffalo Bills, in your opinion?
I wouldn't go that far. And why I say that is because this is the toughest trophy to win in all of sports, especially when you get to the playoffs, because it is those that watch know that it is a completely different game than what they've played for the last 6 months. Like, every game matters, every shift matters, everybody gives 1,000% every time.
Maximum effort.
Yes, and it's
no fighting. Well, very little fighting.
It happens, but it's usually because somebody does something egregious.
You got to do something.
Yeah. And you have to answer the bell. Or if you're Tampa or Florida, and you're getting the wheels beat off you, say game 2, on the road, you send a little message. Hey, we're going to Sunshine State. I can't even talk.
Sunshine State.
And we're going to make sure that you don't want to go lay on the beach because you're going to be all bruised up. And they send a message that way. That's usually the only time you see anything like that.
Right.
But, your Canes, it's hard. Like I said, they have talent. They don't have, Aho, how many points does he have this year? Is he even close to 100?
No, he got maybe 80.
I'm guessing probably 80, 85, 79, right? And then,
okay.
but picking up Ehlers, I thought that was a good pickup for them. But like, you got Jarvis, you got Svets, Aho, Ehlers. Even some of the young kids you got, like even Jason Blake, he's played well. Like I said, Stankoven's played well. But like you look across the points on their team, and it's anywhere from like some of these guys haven't played a lot of games, but it's one of those things where they're kind of bunched together. So like your leading scorer has 79 points. Svets has got 69. Jarvis got 66. Ehlers 65. That's your top 4 scorers. They're all within the ballpark. And then you have, your second set, 51, 47, 46, 39, 36, 34. And a couple of those are defensemen and whatnot. But to the point is like, they don't have that superstar, right? They don't have McDavid or Crosby or Celebrini or Bedard or of that nature that gets the national attention. They need another scorer is what they need. They need someone that they can count on that can take over a game. Like to be in all honesty, if they would have went after Malkin at the trade deadline, I think he would have been a great addition for your team, because anytime that Crosby's hurt, he steps up. He becomes the alpha, and you need that. Basically, what I'm saying is you need an alpha. True. And I think if you can find that person or player, that your team is already so sound, and like Brendan Moore does an excellent job.
I was about to ask about Rob Brendan Moore. How's
he calls it like it is. If you watch any of the post-game conferences he has, he just tells it like it is. And he doesn't sugarcoat it. He's straightforward with everything. That everybody knows where they stand. And he's a hell of a coach. He was a hell of a player. And he
played with those great Flyer teams with Lindros and what's his name? I can't forget the guy's other name. But yeah.
But I think that's what you're missing. You're missing that alpha guy that can take over a game. And like I said, Malkin would have been a great one for that. Or, I don't know. I know Kopitar is retiring, but someone like him. Like just someone that gets the puck on their stick and says, we're going that way, boys, and just takes off. Because like I saw that, like Edmonton played San Jose, and since Draisaitl got hurt, their power play is like 1 for 18. And you all know everybody that's on that team. And I watched McDavid pick up the puck in his own end. He's probably doing 23, 24 miles an hour up the ice skating. He went through the entire team. It was against Utah, my bad. He went right across the crease, deked out Ian Cole, the defenseman, and just tucked it in on the backside of the net. It's like, yep, that's what you need. You need someone that can just take over a game. But they're fundamentally sound. They're great on defense. They block a lot of shots. They got a lot of character guys. Like you got Jankowski, Martinook, Niskanen on the defense. Kevin's old guy, Kevin Miller, Keandre Miller. Sorry, they have the glue and the grit. They just need somebody that can help them out with the scoring.
Gotcha. Cool. Daryl, D-Dubs, you had a question before Dan Dub wraps up?
Real quick before you get out of here, we got to get to Ryan. Hey, is Connor McDavid, is shit don't get off the pot for him, or what's the deal for him? I know between him, you got the Avalanche being number one, the best team, probably best hockey team in the league. What's the deal with him?
I think if they don't win in the next 2 years, he's gone.
So you give him another. Okay.
He's going to leave.
Got it.
I mean, he's probably on year 10, year 9, somewhere in there.
Damn, it's been that fast.
He's been around him a hot minute, but like with the talent that he has,
Carolina,
there you go.
That's why.
There you
Hey,
go.
man.
I don't know if Dunham has enough tough
Open
golf
arms,
spots
baby. Open
open.
arms.
They might have to open up some more. Let me look real quick.
Gotcha.
Because I don't know if his Oilers team is going to get past McKinnon and this Avalanche team. So we'll see. I guess.
But they proved that they can be beaten.
Yes.
Colorado.
Mm-hmm.
I know. We blew them up like last week.
But like you said, playoff time, different time, different.
Yep, McDavid's been in for 10 years.
Damn.
Wow. Time flies.
Damn, he's 29 already.
And he's been.
That is crazy.
And he's been to two finals, right? He's been to two Stanley Cup finals, right?
The last two he has. And they may have went 1 year prior to that. I'm trying to remember.
I do remember two, most definitely.
Yeah.
But wow.
But like he's 133 points.
This year
is ridiculous.
A beast.
And what
86
Definitely.
assists.
The even better than that is Kucherov.
Like for Tampa Bay.
He had like 93 points in like a 45, 6, 7 games, something like that. It was absolutely ridiculous how many points
he has 127 points for the Lightning.
Yeah, he's so smooth. Like when he's on the ice, he's always got his head up. And you could he's skating, but you don't see him really working. And he always knows where everybody is.
Yeah, they call him the most dangerous playoff performer. He's
crazy good, bro. That's what I said.
Watch out. Watch out.
They've had Hedman, Vasilevsky, Kucherov, Braden Point, that core guys, and they've been in the playoffs, multiple years in a row. So that's why I say, like, Tampa's always been there.
Burn the ice up. That's all I got, Kev.
Okay. Dan, is that it before we get to your little special presentation? And then we get to Ryan real quick.
Yep, that's it.
So that's Dan K with the NHL and hockey. As he said, the playoffs is about to start here. Is it next week or week after next?
I think it's like the 18th, something like that. Something like that.
Got you. So Dan, go ahead. Dan has been a participant ever since I know him. Dan's been a participant to Salute the Heroes. Dan got the shirt on, I believe. He has the shirt on.
Yep.
And Dan, tell him a little bit about the charity that you participate in.
Well, basically, it's a charitable foundation that helps first responders, fire, medic, police, and basically those that are injured in the line of duty, or God forbid anything else. But the money they raise helps those families deal with those tragedies and life-changing experiences. So it's a good charity. It's what I always say, like, my dad was a fireman for 37 years. My brother was in the Air Force for almost as long. My mom was an RN, and I do what I do. So it's kind of like, you learn to give back. So it's one of those things where, I love hockey and it's a great event. We get to play where the Checkers play. It's like a Saturday afternoon. They go up and way beyond. Like, they have the organist that plays the Checkers games. They have him there. They have, the people that work the penalty boxes. They have concessions, all those people working. They actually stream this game now on Facebook the last couple of years. So you can watch the game online, TV timeouts and all that other good stuff. So it's a real good event, a lot of fun. It's not the level of the New York version of this.
Oh no, New York, the NYPD and FDNY, they was it a week prior, man. They take it to another level, man. Like 100 minutes and penalty fight minutes.
Well, I will say this. I believe, what was it 1, 2, 3, 4? We had at least 5, maybe 6.
Oh, did you? And you know what, Dan? And that sets me up for this right here. If you don't mind, sir, I'm gonna take it away.
What the hell That was two chicks fighting?
Yeah, who's that, Dan?
That's my daughter, Madison.
Yeah, come on, man. Come on, Dan. That's reckless parenting. No, I'm playing.
Hey.
I'm just joking. I'm just joking.
Hey, she's
She
swatting.
loved
Dan.
it. That's awesome, Dan. I'm just
He,
messing
gonna,
with you.
he passed it
That's
down.
awesome. That's awesome.
I was like, man.
I'll be right back, fellas.
Yes, sir.
I was like, man, you got to be kidding me. She said, nope. But I said, okay. And I know she's probably watching it, but it was great in the locker room because they were like, we had a power play for 44 seconds to start the third. And they're like, hey, we're gonna, start the, so and so and so and so. And Maddie's like, She's like, we're starting the third. Her coach is like, what? She's like, I'm fighting the other girl. He's like, what? She goes, yeah, you could run the power play after we do that. And he's like, okay. He
Drop
goes,
the gloves, man.
yeah. He's like, you ever get in a fight? And she's like, no. And he goes, well, just keep your eyes open so you know what you're hitting. It was great. It was one of those,
God. That's funny.
memorable moments where you just, kind of sit back and chuckle. And it was a good fight. They both got Maddie got a couple in early, and she caught one. Tina caught her with a good right, and she got a little bit of a shiner from that one.
Little mouse.
Yeah, it was all good fun. And then everybody asking me like, why'd they fight? I said they just wanted to. And they're like, what do you mean? I'm like, well, that's what they do sometimes in hockey. To get the crowd into the game, to wake the team up.
Sports and entertainment, man. Hey, Maddie's
hey,
a star, baby.
You say, hey, you want to go? And then they say,
Hey.
okay. Yeah, good time.
That was
Yeah, we
awesome.
love it.
Let me just read this real quick. This was the 18th annual Charlotte Salute to the Heroes charity hockey game, Saturday, April 4th, 2026. It was at the Bojangles Coliseum, Charlotte, North Carolina. 5,000 fans were in attendance. This was the Charlotte Fire and Medic defeated the Charlotte Police and Mecklenburg County Sheriff's Office 7-2. Amazing Grace was performed with bagpipes to honor fallen first responders. And like I said, Dan played alongside his daughter, Madison. Madison actually been on the show before. Madison, you've been watching. Thank you. We loved it. When I first saw the video, I was like,
it's really cool.
So shout
Great
out to
cause
Dan.
too, Dan. Shout out.
It is great.
Cause, bro.
And just a little bit about it. Like, what's really nice about it too is they pay tribute to all those that were lost in the line of duty. So like in between the first and second period, when we come back out for the second period, that's when they do like Amazing Grace, and they go through. I mean, it goes back to like 1893, I think.
Wow.
But pictures of those that they have pictures of that they put them up on the scoreboard so everybody can remember them. And then I think it's the second and third start of the third period, they do like everybody else in North Carolina. So the other counties throughout that had.
It's a really, I've been quite a few times when I worked and lived up there. It's a very sobering thing, like Dan just said, man, but it's a really great charity. And next year I plan on, we actually plan on doing like a little, Dan, what did we talk about? Kind of like follow Dan around, follow Madison around too.
But yeah,
and kind of break some things down, man, and do it up big, man. For Dan, go ahead, Dan.
No, I was just gonna say, like they had a kid, a young man from Ronald McDonald House come into the locker room prior to the game, to meet the players. The captain of the team, he does these for the different shirts for the game.
Awesome.
Gave kids shirts, and then after they left, and then they had the one widow come in, and that was most recent, and then I believe I can't remember if it was Shelton or Clark's widow and kids came in.
Okay, gotcha.
And they came in, and the ladies read the lineups, starting lineup for us, So it gives back. It kind of humbles you in a way, but it's always, especially like with all the kids, like every year, like when you come out to go onto the ice, they have the runway lined with little kids wanting fist bumps. So it's really cool to have the opportunity to give back.
Yeah, that was great. 5,000 fans in attendance. That's great.
That's pretty cool, man. Pretty
Awesome.
cool.
Yeah.
Pretty cool, man. Man, ladies and gentlemen, he's Dan K, the hockey dude here. Let me give him his theme music. It's my theme music. Yeah, give him. Yeah. Dan, thank you so much, bro. Appreciate you.
Thank you. Thank you, Maddie. I see you in the chat.
Shout out to Maddie.
Yeah.
Shout out to Maddie.
It's hilarious.
That's awesome.
Is when she's a little girl, like I'm talking 3, 4, 5. I used to call her Mad Dog.
Mad Dog. Mad Dog Maddie.
She get upset, how kids do. Like, no, I don't want to take a nap or whatever. Come on, Mad Dog.
That's awesome, man. That's awesome.
Oh man. All right, we got the crossover. I know we went over a little bit, man, but we had to tonight, man. A lot of stuff going on, man. So we glad you still working with us. Y'all hear that music? I know what time it is.
Let's go.
Oh, Ryan and Dexter.
All right, Ryan, what you got for us? The NBA is on tap.
Hey, yep, NBA's on tap. Hey, playoffs are right around the corner. Knicks are playing Boston right now, but Boston really doesn't have. I mean, they only got to win one more game to solidify the second spot. But I just want to make a quick announcement about the WNBA, really quick. Expansion. 3 more teams are coming in that just got announced: Cleveland, Detroit, and Philly.
Wow.
Cleveland's getting a team. Detroit is getting their team back. Remember, Detroit also won 2 championships. The Detroit Shock. And Philly's getting a team. So Cleveland, Detroit, and Philly. Let's see here.
I think it's once a year, like 27.
Yeah, they're trying to say. This will be beginning play. Cleveland will begin play in 2028. Okay. Detroit will begin play in 2029. Dan, you're right. And Philadelphia will begin in 2030. Yeah. So next year we'll see. We'll see Cleveland and Detroit. In the upcoming season. So that's exciting, man. So that's so awesome. But yeah, get back to the NBA, man. Oh, and also too, Jackie Young is signing a free agent contract to stay with the Aces. We all know that was going to happen. But yeah, so getting to the NBA.
Before you go to the NBA, I don't know because you wasn't on Monday. I don't know about it last week. The Comets, this reincarnation of the Comets. Your thoughts coming from Connecticut and all that stuff.
Listen, I'm happy the Comets are back, but I was hoping they would have got like a new team. Not an expansion team, not a relocation. So I'm a little not upset because I'm very happy the Comets are back. But I was hoping
you didn't want the Connecticut Comets.
Yeah, I didn't want the relocation.
Yeah.
I didn't want to relocate. I just wanted to get another expansion team.
You wanted fresh.
But listen.
But you got one.
But they're back, and my God, if we get Juju, just give us Juju. We get Juju. All I want is Juju. Just Juju.
Right. Ryan will be Comet all decked out.
I'm always decked out in Comet stuff, but I'm happy they're back, man. So. And they're going to start next season. So basically 4 straight seasons you're going to see a team join the league in 4 straight seasons because of the announcement with Cleveland, Detroit, and Philly. So and Houston next season. This is the Connecticut, and so it's not really 3 teams. But thank you, man. Good shout out to the Comets. Getting to this NBA playoffs, man. Everybody's jockeying for position. Right now, coming into tonight's games, there's only been 5 teams, respectively in each conference, 5 teams total that's already clinched their spot. OKC has already clinched the number 1 overall seed. They had the best record, which I think is phenomenal, just ridiculous with all the injuries they've had. So they've clinched the number 1 overall seed. San Antonio has clinched the number 2 seed in the Western Conference. Minnesota has locked up the 6th seed, and the Phoenix Suns has locked up the 7th seed. Every other seeding in the West can be had. In the Eastern Conference, there's only one team that's locked up their seeding, and that's the Detroit Pistons. They've locked up the number 1 seed, and kudos to them. They held it down while Cade was out with the collapsed lung, and he came back. He came back.
Yesterday. I think.
He came back in the last game. Played well. The Knicks, Boston are fighting for the 2 seed. They're playing right now, but like I said, the Knicks, Boston has a 3-game lead on them, so Boston would have to lose all 3 games. And the Knicks would have to win all their games for them to like
flip flop
or have the same record. And I believe the Knicks would, if the Knicks win tonight, I think the Knicks would have the tiebreaker advantage. Yeah, okay. And then so the Knicks can be at 2, 3, or 4, and I think everybody wants that. Like Cleveland is not going to relinquish that 4th spot. They're going to watch and see what the Knicks and Boston do to make sure they're sitting at 4. And why? Because they rather play Detroit in the 2nd round than the Knicks or Boston. So basically, if the 2 and 3 are going to play each other in the 2nd round. So I think it's a good strategy by Cleveland. And I always said that if the Knicks was smart, they would drop down to the 4th spot, but Cleveland's just not gonna let them not gonna let that happen. The 5th through 9th seed wide open with Atlanta Hawks, Toronto Raptors, Orlando Magic, Philadelphia 76ers, and you guys are Charlotte Hornets. Charlotte hit like a little tough spot. They lost a couple of games. But they're right there as well. Go ahead, D-Dub.
Hey, Ryan, and just to add, you mentioned Philadelphia, who just lost Joel Embiid indefinitely.
He's gonna have some surgery. What was kind of surgery? I think to his
appendicitis.
Yeah, they said he's out.
Yeah.
He went. It was an emergency, so we'll see.
Yeah, I'm not too sure what the recovery time for that, but I don't think it's too long of a time. To be honest with you, so? Appendicitis, no. Okay. The bigger concern for injuries and starting the playoffs is with the Lakers, because the Lakers are probably not going to have Luka in the 1st round, and they're not going to have Austin Reeves in the 1st round. So
fakers, go ahead.
Nah, you know what? I got to give them credit because they were balling before the injuries.
Yeah, I got you. Yeah, I do too. But I got poke fun and I got to poke some holes in the game.
Right.
But
exactly. I got you. Yeah. And so it's wide open in the Western Conference. Golden State has clinched the 10th spot. Curry just came back, and Curry's ridiculous. Stephen Curry didn't play in 2 months, right? And he comes back against my Rockets, of course, because he wants to torment the Rockets like he's done his whole career. He comes back. He plays like the first 5 minutes of the game. He looks like a shell of himself. Checks out, comes back in, and he scores 30 points. Like that. I mean, the Rockets end up winning the game, but I mean, that guy's just phenomenal, man. So they're locked into the 10th spot. So what's going to happen with Golden State, if they want to get into the playoffs, they're going to have to win 2 road games. 2 road games in the play-in game. So they're not even going to have a game in Golden State. So and they're fighting it out with Phoenix, who's locked up the 7th seed. The Clippers, Los Angeles Clippers. Give the Clippers some credit, right? Because they started off
horrible.
Bad. Yeah.
Terrible. Yeah, it was terrible. And they came back, got themselves in a position to fight for in the play-in. The Portland Trailblazers, kudos to them. They have a lot of young talent. And Drew Holiday coming over, Grant's there. So they have a good mix of of vets and young kids over there with Scoot, with Donovan Clingan. So they good for them. They're gonna get some playoff experience. I don't see them winning a game in the play-in. So I do believe it's going to be Phoenix and probably the Clippers winning. So how it works out? 7, 8, 9, and 10 are gonna play. So 7 and 8 plays first. Whoever wins that game, they get the 7th seed, and then the winner of 9 and 10 will play the loser of 7 and 8 for the last spot, which it's been fun so far. I love it. I love the play-in tournament. But yeah, it's wide open, man. It's wide open. But it looks like, yeah, good. It looks like OKC is the class of the league, because I just don't know how they have the best record. They've had so many injuries. Like, I mean, they're just loaded, man.
A hell of a coaching job, I could tell you that.
Yeah.
Let me ask you real quick.
Yeah.
It's gonna be, because we already know who's on top. We got OKC. Any team that you're disappointed in, that thought that they was gonna have a better year than they're having today?
Minnesota. I thought Minnesota coming into the season would have been like a top 4 team. Nobody saw the Spurs at 2 when the season started. I mean, everybody thought it was going to take time. Maybe they'll be playing for the sixth seed or the play-in. But for what San Antonio's done, and that kind of knocked some other teams down. But Minnesota, and they also had injuries, right? A lot of people missed time. I could say the Rockets, but I have to give them not a pass, because they did lose their point guard right before the season started in training camp, in Fred VanVleet. And they basically trusted a 2-year player, a 3-year player, and a 2nd-year player, and Amen Thompson and Reed Shepherd to basically run the point. But they can end up at between 3, 4, and 5, and to have those injuries, I'm happy where they're at right now. So a disappointment, I would say Minnesota. I thought they would have came in firing. What's a disappointment in the East? So in the Western Conference, my disappointment would be Minnesota. Eastern Conference, I would say my disappointment would probably be Orlando. It's got to be Orlando, right?
Good one.
They signed Desmond Bane, who's a shooter. What they needed, and again, they had injuries as well. They have Franz was out, Paulo was out. So definitely surprises that I love. I love y'all. I love watching y'all the Hornets, man. I love watching them. They play together. They're in a string. They play exciting ball. They play hard.
Knippel is
he's a glue. He's a glue. Yeah. He's a glue for them. He's a glue.
I don't think I seen that coming.
Yeah.
At all.
Well, I didn't see that coming in particular, how they would mesh so quick and then be in the playoff hunt like this. But I was high on him in the draft. I just love it. Like whoever got him was going to get basically a 1-year guy in college who's 19 years old, but his demeanor is one of a vet.
Yeah,
who can flat out shoot the ball. Yeah. And he's going D up. And he has good size.
Yo, kudos to him, because I didn't realize he was like that. And he's like that. So, kudos to him.
And he's probably gonna win Rookie of the Year. He's probably gonna win it.
Hey, I got one more for you.
Yeah, absolutely. Bring it on, brother.
The Utah Jazz, they got 21 wins. They're not gonna get 25. Yo, shout out to the DA. He said,
yeah, but
you're gonna get 25. Well, they got 21.
They started off great though. They started off great, and they also had a lot of injuries as well too. And but man, I love what they did, man. I love them getting Jaren Jackson to team up in the front court.
Think next year's gonna be it for them. They got some picks.
Next year's a year. guys. I mean,
Yeah.
this
Add another
draft.
guys. Come on. Go.
Yeah, this draft is loaded. It's loaded, man. If you get a top 12 pick, top 13
Wow.
pick, it's not even in the lottery, basically. You have a chance of getting like I don't want to say a generational player, but a player that's going to be on your roster and can make all-star teams. That's how good this draft is. Like, it's deep. It's and they're all young kids. So it's a deep draft, man. And that's why you see all the teams being like, look, if we'll start the season, if we're not winning games, this is I mean, we all knew, when Wemby was coming up and that was a year to tank. And we saw San Antonio do it. And I know people hate it, but that's the only way small markets and lower teams are going to get better, because they can't get those free agents. These are not the Lakers where everybody's lining up to go there. So listen,
Not no more.
I don't pay attention to teams on the bottom. You know what I'm saying? Like I look at the playoff teams and do that, because tanking's been going on since the day they've had the lottery.
Yeah.
It's been going on. Like, let's not make a big deal about it now. Like, for what? Like, call me
Ryan,
if they're tanking in the playoffs. If they're tanking in the playoffs, then you let me know. Then call me. Yeah, what's up, brother?
I got one question. It's not playoff related, but it's NBA related.
Yeah.
Definitely. Me and D-Dubs talked about this the other day. In your opinion, does the Memphis Grizzlies move Ja Morant before the draft? And if they do you know or have you heard of any buyers for Ja Morant at this particular time?
Okay, so not that I've seen some things out there that's saying if Giannis and Milwaukee can patch things up and bring him back, look for something like that with Memphis, because like we saw with Trae Young, basically you just gave up a veteran in CJ McCollum. You didn't really you didn't get back any picks or nothing like that. So yes, he can be had.
You said Memphis and Milwaukee?
Yeah, Memphis and Milwaukee making a deal, bringing Ja Morant over there. I've seen some stuff like that being talked about. If I had,
that's interesting. That's
because one, listen, the Dame to Milwaukee after he ruptured his Achilles, it just threw a monkey wrench into it, right? So we get that, but Milwaukee's not going to trade Giannis unless he says trade me. If he's going to stay on the fence, they're keeping his ass. Period. Right? So, and not for nothing, the longer you wait to trade him, the less you're going to get. If they'd traded him last offseason, they would have got a boatload. But now, that's not going to happen. So their thinking is, man, if we're not going to get a boatload, we might as well just keep him. If we're not going to get a, you know what I'm saying? If we're not going to get a haul. But watch Memphis making a deal because Memphis is starting over. They're starting over, and it all depends on where these ping pong balls fall within the lottery. Because like the Pacers, who just got off a finals appearance, can land a top pick and you get Haliburton back, and now you're like, whoa, you know what I'm saying? So things can change quick, man. But I don't mind these teams positioning themselves to try to get the best pick as possible. I just don't, because that's the only way that they're going to be able to contend with the upper echelon teams and the Miamis that get free agents and the LA teams, the Texas teams, because there's no state tax. You know what I mean? So obviously you can better your team with trades, But now we see with the way it is now, it's like free agency isn't what it was. It's not a lot of free agent movement anymore. It's all basically like we talked about it earlier this year, but at the trade deadline. Basically, the trade deadline is your free agency. If you feel like that's the guy we want in free agency, let's just go get him now. And you saw that happen. You saw that happen with DeChambeau going to Minnesota. With Charlotte getting the other guard from Chicago. So yeah,
White.
Yeah, exactly. Kobe White. Getting him. So yeah, so
I'm with you. I'm always been a tanker. I'm a tanker for the New York Giants. I've been asking them to, and they can't get it right for whatever reason. But I'm okay with it. I just think it just depends on, because I think what happened, I think Utah had emptied their bench, and that was so. I mean, Utah was already bad, so I mean, it's
right.
They just trying to position themselves,
right? But they did do that, and in 2 games they emptied their bench and they won the game.
Yeah, so hey, listen.
You know what I mean? So it's like,
you damned if you do, you damned if you don't.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm not jumping. I'm not going to jump out the window with the tanking thing. I'm
neither,
okay
bro.
with it.
Like,
I'm okay with it because these guys are bad. They bad, so they trying to get good.
Right.
So if you ain't really got nothing, that's the only strategy you got.
Right, and we all know. We always say this, man. Like, if you can make it to the NBA, you got talent. Sometimes you just need a opportunity and get some usage, and then you can put up numbers. And especially when there's no scouting report against you. Yeah. You come in, you know what I mean? Like for instance, with Sacramento, I don't know if you guys, heard the whole hoopla with yesterday's game with Sacramento. The coach of Sacramento, he ended up fouling. He was up 1. It's like 3 minutes left in the game, but he wanted to use his timeout. He didn't want to lose his timeout, so he fouled intentionally. He fouled against Golden State. He fouled Seth Curry, who's a great free throw shooter, but he didn't know at the time that they were in the penalty. Now, shame on him for not knowing that you're not in the penalty and you're the damn head coach. So shame on you for that. So there was an investigation saying that, hey, why did you foul when you're winning? And it wasn't in the last 10 seconds. It was 3 minutes left. He didn't want to lose his timeout, so he fouled. He's like, oh shit, we're in the penalty. I didn't realize it was in the penalty. So yeah, I'm not making a big deal about teams tanking to better position themselves to possibly get a top pick that can turn your franchise around. Like, I can't. If that's the case and you don't want them to do that, then change the lottery rules. Give everybody the same percentage to get the pick if you don't want that. But as long as you have a pecking order of where people are going to be and get better picks, you're always going to have it. I mean, like, all these sports leagues are trying to make everything perfect. It's never going to be perfect. So that's why I always say, even with the ratings and this, I'm like, look, call me when the league folds, then you can talk to me about ratings. These sports franchises aren't going anywhere. So I don't use my energy to talk about ratings or what this team wants to spend, because they all have money. Right. What I always say, I don't count these billionaires' money. So,
if you haven't noticed on the show, Ryan is a man of Zen. I had to find some Zen music for him.
I'm just saying, man. Like, no, I mean, I can't get worked up I can't get worked up about a team that's trying to better themselves for the future. Like, now, if you see them doing this in the playoffs and teams are trying to lose on purpose in the playoffs, all right, then you have a problem. But until then, man, let these teams try to compete. I'm not worried about the team that's on the bottom of the conference. Why they not winning? Because they suck. And now, because they suck, they're in a position to get better. So now they got to really suck some more. Or yeah, I mean, or you're going to be in the middle where the 8th spot where everybody dreads because you're not good enough to win the championship. Yeah. But you're not bad enough to get a great pick.
500 team is no that I'd rather be the worst than a 500 ball club. You don't want to be. That's just mediocre, and you can't get nothing. You just good enough to be. You just good enough, and you're not good enough. It just don't make no sense. Real quick, I think the question I had is with was Jon Morant. Is he like that as far as is his value, his trade? If he had a trade value, if you trade his value overall.
Very low. His
very low right now.
Is very low.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I was like, it's kind of like what happened. He as well as Zion Williamson. I look at. I said these are two guys that they came in the league that we thought, or you seen. Well, Zion more. You thought when he's coming in the league, he's going to put the league on fire, and it's kind of like his draft, his value as well is pretty low.
Right,
so it's like, what do you see with these two guys?
Yeah, and it's not because of him not being good. He's still great.
No,
but what happens is when you start to miss games and you start to do foolishness and off the court, you wear out your welcome real quick.
Absolutely.
Yeah. If you're not readily available to play, you can't come with your foolishness. You just can't.
And that's why, and you can see them like slowly fading away. Like they still around, but they just seem like nobody's talking about them. Like how, because it seems like everybody else is coming up. Everybody we talking about Wemby. You're not talking about these two guys like we was, and it's just funny how the game happens to guys and passes them by for a little bit. But go ahead.
Right, and to their credit, like Jon Morant was phenomenal, man, in his first couple of years. But Zion is phenomenal whenever he plays. If he's on the court, he produces. Mm-hmm. But you have to be on the court, and the thing is with Zion, right? They won't trade him because they know, man, if we trade this dude and all of a sudden he figures it out, he goes to another team and stays healthy and blows up, it's going to look even worse on us. And he might because
that's why I think they don't want to trade him. They don't want to. It's like
right. And they're still young. It's not about their ability. It's the same thing. It's the same thing with Anthony Davis, right? Every time Anthony Davis plays, he shines. He plays great, but he's never available, right? And now we see it where you talk about Ja, right? Okay, his trade value. The reason why his trade value is even lower because of what we just saw Trae Young get traded for. And Trae Young was leading the league in assists, not doing anything crazy. Trae always hoop. But now you see, hey, when a team just wants to get rid of you, they'll just take you off the books. They will.
Is it safe to say that Atlanta has set the market with Trae Young? In a sense,
absolutely. In a sense, for players of that caliber, because now what's going to happen is when Memphis goes to offer trade packages for Ja, they're gonna be like, yeah, but you ain't see what Washington gave up to get Trae. Well, we can't do that.
Yeah, two
cigarettes. It's just like in the NFL where you say, oh, this guy sets the market when he gets his contract. It's the same situation. Right. He's setting the market. Gotcha. For players of that caliber. Players because one, they're point guards, they're dominant point guards, but Trae passes the ball and Trae can shoot. Well, Trae's game is not based on athleticism. Trae's game is based on being crafty, being able to shoot the three ball, getting in the lane, and he can facilitate. Jon Morant game is based on athleticism. And we all know when you're that small, your athleticism goes, or you start getting these injuries that he's had and he can't stay on the court, your stock is going to plummet even more. So his stock, to answer your question, his stock is supremely low. It's super low. And it could be they could basically get him like, and I know at the trade deadline, Ja wanted to go to Miami.
I was hearing reports of that. Yes.
Yeah, he wanted to go to Miami.
Yeah.
And Miami wasn't giving him squat. They're like, nah, we'll give you this. And they're like, damn, we can't trade him just for that. So we might as well keep him. But yeah.
Yeah, Atlanta set the base.
Yeah. That's
Ryan,
it, bro.
what you got, man? He's Mr. Ryan D'Souza.
And you gotta send this to me, man. I gotta put this in my rotation. Funky right there. That's funky. Yeah, man. What's the score in the Knicks game? Knicks Boston. What's the score?
92-90. 92-90 fourth quarter here.
Yo, I'm not even gonna lie. I mean, the coach for the Boston Celtics can coach his ass off, man. I mean, that dude can coach. I know that year where they had that playoff run in the his first year after Ime got let go and he came in and he made some questionable decisions in the playoffs. Ever since that guy just pushed all the right buttons. They play hard for him, no matter who's in the game. Like for them to be the number 2 seed and gave up Drew, gave up all these guys, and
Tatum was hurt.
Al Horford's gone. Yeah, gone. To be the number 2 seed, it's ridiculous. It's crazy. And
he's done a phenomenal job.
Shout out to Peyton Pritchard again.
Peyton Pritchard is a monster.
Jaylen Brown tonight. Peyton Pritchard. I said this the last time I was on the air. I said it the week before that. Yo, he has got to be, I don't know, he got to be 6th man of the year. He got to be, I don't know. You got to make up a category for this guy because most improved player, I don't know. But this guy has played his ass off these last 2 years.
Yeah. Off the bench and just comes in. He can get his and he's not even that quick. He's just so crafty with the ball. He can get to his spots. The mid-range is crazy. The 3 ball is crazy. Yeah, he's phenomenal, man. He's phenomenal. So, and yeah, they just everybody just knows their role on the Boston Celtics. Then nobody's coming into the game not knowing what the coach want them to do. Like you know, even my Rockets sometimes like, okay, you'll see guys not knowing what to do. The Knicks, you'll see guys coming in not knowing. No, man, they are coached, man, and like he puts all his players in the best position to be successful. Like from number 1 to 12, they all like. I don't even know some of these guys on the team. Look at the starting lineup today against the Knicks. Like, who are these guys? And they play effortlessly in their system. It might just be the system, but I don't know, man. Yeah,
it's tied up at 92.
They're tied up at 92, man.
Tied up at 92.
Yeah, and NBA playoffs start next weekend, next Saturday.
Tuesday.
Tuesday.
Okay. This Tuesday coming up. Yeah, well, next Tuesday. Yeah, so Tuesday coming up starts the play-in games. The seventh, I believe the 7th and 8th seeds play each other. And then on Wednesday, the 9 and 10 plays each other.
Yeah, April 14th to the 17th. Yeah.
Yes, the playing. Yes, exactly. So Tuesday, man, it starts right up. So, and you're gonna see a lot of teams resting their players in these last 2 games. Especially OKC has nothing to play for. The Spurs have nothing to play for. Detroit has nothing to play for. Phoenix has nothing to play for because they're already locked up in their seeds.
Very locked in.
Yeah, Golden State, even though they're the 10th seed, they have nothing to play for. Like Curry's out tonight on the first game of a back-to-back. So we'll see. So Boston really has nothing to play for. Obviously, they just need 1 win. So that's why they didn't even play Jaylen Brown tonight. But I think the reason why they played Tatum was this is where he got hurt, right? He ruptured his Achilles in the Garden. So maybe it's a mental thing for him. Just like, hey, let me go back. Yeah, psychological thing for him. But I seen the Boston Celtics with bench players go into Houston and roll us, bro. Like by 20. I mean, they're phenomenal, man. Like And Cleveland or the Knicks don't want them in the second round. They don't.
No.
They're all trying to get to that fourth spot and play Detroit in the second round, to be honest with you. And I think that's the right move. But
Gotcha.
yeah.
Thank
Sorry,
you,
man. You know, my ass be talking long-winded, dog. Golly.
This goes to show we probably can do a 3-hour show
It's
every
all
day because
Jesus.
I think this is the longest we went, 2 hours and 34 minutes. Thank you for all those that are still hanging in with us. We appreciate this. I promise you this will probably be clipped up so you guys can enjoy your favorite portions of it. So we had some people dip in, dip out. They had a text a couple minutes ago. They said, man, y'all boys went long tonight. I say, yeah, we did, but a lot to talk about, man. So shout out to the Chasers, man. Shout out to these fellas.
Yeah.
Hey, we number 5 still in sports news, bro. Number 5 or 6. I don't know. I think it fluctuated the other day, man. But
Yeah.
shout out to
Okay.
Jake. Shout out to the great work. Shout out to all these gentlemen on this panel. Thank you so much, fellas. I appreciate you and love all that you do for this platform. I really do. And we just try to, give sports, it's talk about all the sports. And as you can see, we're very passionate about all of it, man. So, but with that said, we're not gonna belabor the point. Parting shots. I'm going to start off with Dan. Dan, what you got for us before we go? Dan, $5, sir. You might as well go ahead and send it over.
Hey, sorry.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, great show. Good to see everybody again. Shout out to Mikey. We almost had a full squad tonight.
Yes, sir.
Word.
But nothing heavy. Just take care and be safe.
Yep. Appreciate that, Dan. Ryan, what you got for us?
Nothing much, man. Just like I said, the NBA playoffs playing game starts on Tuesday. WNBA draft is Monday. So tune in. Gotcha.
D-Dubs. Thank you, Ryan. D-Dubs, what you got for us?
Nothing much, man. Everybody enjoy your sports weekend. Masters this weekend if you're into the golf thing. And that's about it, man. Getting revved up for the NHL and NBA.
Yep. Look out for that. And so happy to have my main man, Mr. the angry one, James E. Warren. He's on tonight. Let me get James because he had no. Not saying that but he's not on Thursday because of schedule and stuff like that, man. And before I bring him in, before he gets his party shot, real quick, the angry one's going to have his own segment. It's scrolling down there at the bottom, as you can see, and we're going to have some. The segment is called Dear James. So if you got a sports problem, you got a sports take.
I like it.
You got smoke for James? Hey.
Dear James.
Email us at info@sportschasers.net. And angry one, you actually got 2 people lined up already. So the next time you're on, we're gonna queue it up. And hey, Dear James, just like Dear Abby, Dear James. So take it away, brother. What you got?
Yeah, I promise you it's not gonna be the same one. But man, great show tonight. Great to be back on a Thursday night, man. Chasers Nation. Thank y'all for hanging on out with us, man. Thankful for being part of this show with all these great gentlemen up here. Salute to Mikey, DA, Al. Hey, man, there's a lot of sports going on. I know we're winding down. We just came off of March Madness, man. That was phenomenal. Shout out to the Michigan Wolverines. Shout out to the UCLA Bruins. Yeah, man. Everybody here sports, whatever that sport is, man. And y'all be safe out there. Dear James, coming to you live.
Yeah, Dear James. So, man. So listen, I'm not gonna belabor the point, man. Mikey, we miss you. Like E said, we almost had a full house tonight, man. But appreciate DA had to run, but appreciate everybody coming through tonight, man. So listen, we're gonna get on out of here. On behalf of myself, I'm Kevin Owan, your host and moderator, for Daryl D-Dubs Warren, for Ryan D'Souza, for James the Angry One, for Dan K, the hockey dude, for the DA, and for Mike Mills. Yo, this is a Sports Chasers. Y'all be good, be great, be blessed. Hey, yo, we'll catch you on Monday. Y'all take it easy. Peace.
You've been locked in with Sports Chasers, where conversation doesn't follow trends, it follows the game. If you rock with the discussion, tap in, subscribe, and join the community that keeps sports real. Until next time, stay locked, stay sharp, and keep chasing sports the right way.